3, 2, 1.
That was crispy.
Yeah, it's
Can I
nice.
just play this
I
now?
like doing.
Yeah,
I
just
like
play
doing
it now.
this.
Just hit it. Just hit it.
I'm just going right into it. Yeah, there you go.
What a year it's
That was
been.
the funeral dirge from the end of Amadeus. Welcome to a special episode of There Will Be Duds. It's our 1-year anniversary, sort of, even though technically our 1-year anniversary was like 3 months ago. And the episode that we are counting for the anniversary, now that we're matching the date up to, we actually recorded like a month before this, so it's just an episode. It's episode 50 at least.
Episode 50.
Episode 50 of There Will Be Duds. I'm your co-host. Oh, wait, no. Before this, we got to do our cold open, right? What are we doing?
We've
got some Dall-Es.
Yeah.
I don't.
Oh, is the Dall-Es the
I
cold
forgot.
open?
We're not. This isn't the show yet.
Welcome to This Isn't
Pause
the Show.
Pause it. Okay. Podar.
Wait, okay, can you explain what Dall-Es are real quick?
Oh, okay, yeah, we'll go
yeah,
into
sure.
that.
Might as well.
It's like an AI that somebody developed, and it's you put a search term, anything you want in it, and the AI will scrub the internet for search terms that match it, and then it paints in completely original picture that it's
Yeah.
9 actually individual pictures
Yeah.
to what it thinks that you're going for, basically.
Yeah. It'll scan like a database, and then it'll basically use those images, but like it'll AI generate shit, which is
wild.
yeah. It's kind of insane. But it's
Yeah.
been taking the internet by storm the last few days. Like it's been like everywhere.
Interesting.
People coming up with wild scenarios for things. Like
Yeah, we were when we went to get Little Caesars, we were just like browsing a bunch of
One of my
different
favorites is Oogie Boogie from Nightmare Before Christmas, but it's like he's in court.
Oh, God.
And so it's like Oogie Boogie sitting in a courtroom, but it's like it's all completely auto-generated. It's great.
Which that fits for right now because, I mean, Court
Everything
and
is.
Johnny Depp,
Yeah.
Oogie Boogie.
Okay.
Yeah. Another one of my favorites that we just found was Stephen Hawking in Rocket League.
They're pretty great.
Or can you play as, like, instead of a car in Rocket League, you can play as Stephen Hawking's wheelchair?
Like that's what it
That's-
looked like.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
That makes sense. Why are they called Dall-Es?
That's just the name of the
It's
AI.
spelled like Wally, like it's DALL.
Is it I was wondering if
hyphen
it was,
E.
Okay.
So it does have that. Yeah.
I was wondering if it was a
big
reference.
shit. Dog's taking his shit.
So
over there.
Hell yeah.
we're all on Bobby Dinner Plate, top
Yeah.
left, right?
Yeah,
Bobby
Bobby
Dinner
Dinner
Plate.
I thought we were going by alphabetical order.
Well, I just have it ordered by name, and it just
Oh,
says,
I got to go to the grid.
yeah.
Okay, not too exciting.
It's not too exciting. It's just dinner plate.
It's a
Some
mild
of them
start.
have food on it. The next one, which is probably the most appropriate for today, is Gore Herbinski. And for some reason, it is a bunch of like one missed call looking.
I wonder if Tipper Gore made it in there into the algorithm
Why are these so...
because it's AI generated.
It's AI generated.
Like, it doesn't know how to form a face?
Yeah, most of them, the faces
just
are.
you wait.
Yeah.
I thought AI was smarter than that.
I
We
mean,
have a chance to
it's
get some
learning,
robots.
so it'll get better and better.
Yeah. All right.
But, next one is SpongeBob and Woodward, which is again not great. It's just two SpongeBobs
Oh,
for the
no.
most part.
That's weird.
So is this...
Oh,
this,
you can just swipe too. I didn't realize
Yeah,
that.
that's what I've been doing.
This is just
Yeah.
nightmare fuel, is what
yeah,
I've heard.
pretty
it's
much.
very like Uncanny Valley. Where,
Kind of.
Do you know what the Uncanny Valley is, Dagan?
I have heard that term before.
It's like the area when like you recognize a face.
yeah.
You recognize a face, and then it dips, and you're like,
Yeah.
that's off.
Because I've seen
There's-
those videos where like you look at the middle of the screen and they have pictures on each side,
Yes,
and
yep.
it's like just forming the faces
Yep,
as they're
basically.
going
Yeah.
through them. Okay.
Yeah, it is.
Next one we got Blob Big Jump.
Whoa. That's
like. Yeah, so this is from our. These are all related to previous
Oh, yeah.
episodes of the podcast.
Yeah, we should have said that.
So in our
I
episode
guess.
covering the Blob, this was Kevin Dillon's big motorcycle jump.
yeah,
this
but
is
they-
amazing. This
they-
might be my favorite one.
yeah.
The Blob Big Jump one?
Yeah. this is
The Wendy's. I did Wendy's, but it's Wen and then DEEZ. That one
Yeah.
I think is rad.
Okay.
But next one is Dead Body Soup.
oh, geez.
Is that from Audition?
No.
Matrix.
Oh my God.
When did we say that?
When Keanu slides, when he
Oh,
gets
that's right. When he gets
D-Matrix.
ejected from his pod.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Some of these just like look. This is really unsettling because some of these most of them just look like soup, but
the middle
called
one
dead
and the
body
the
soup.
bottom right
Yeah.
one.
The bottom right one looks
Bottom
like a
right has-
hand.
It's- yeah, and
that
the
one
thumb
does
is-
look like Audition.
Yeah. Oh, that's the corn chowder
Yeah.
vomit bowl.
What's that? Your thumb's blocked.
The one in the
It's
middle
just
almost
soup.
looks like a like fish.
Yeah, or
Yeah,
like a chicken.
Yeah.
Yeah, like a
Yeah.
fungi chicken.
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
next we got Dino Deegs.
What the fuck? How does that make any sense?
These look like this is everyone at the
beak.
Nuremberg trials. Is what
yeah,
this is.
Yeah.
Is it like Harry S. Truman?
These are the guys who built the atomic bomb.
If that's what Dino Deeks means, I'll take it. Dropping atomic bombs all the time. How are there no dinosaurs in? Oh well,
He performs Hip Hoppenheimer.
middle right kind of has like a dinosaur arm.
And he's got
Yeah.
like a beak.
Yeah, and he's got a
Yeah,
beak.
that's true.
Yeah.
Top right looks like some kind of turtle man.
Yeah.
Mitch McConnell looking
Yep.
dude. Next one is director's cut big puffy nips.
Oh. The one on the bottom right looks
What?
like Rich Evans dressed up as George Lucas.
For some reason,
Yeah.
these they remind me of the bicyclist or the cyclist. What was that one?
Oh, close up.
Kirosami. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That
Close up.
bottom left one looks like
Like Iranian Blues Brothers.
yeah, or like if
Like Bollywood Blues Brothers.
Yeah.
what's
That-
his name?
Looks like a penis.
What's his name? Not John
Pointed
C.
down.
Riley, but
Kind of.
he was in the Prometheus sequel or like one of the Aliens prequels. He's normally does comedy
Danny
movies.
McBride.
Danny McBride. It looks
Oh.
like if Danny
Oh.
McBride was
Oh,
a
he kind of
banana.
does look like Danny McBride.
Yeah.
Banana
Yeah.
McBride.
Wouldn't
These
be
all
that
look like
nice.
they're
Oh.
pulled from Narcos pictures.
They kind of are. I feel like it's probably pulling from a director's cut. It's probably like behind the scenes.
right.
Mm.
I think that.
Something.
It's just weird that they're all like
Yeah.
Indian or Pakistani or something.
Right.
Well, you put big puffy nips. I
That
feel
looks
like
like
I
a
get
flag.
that.
milk truck just arrived.
If you guys get a
milk
flag,
truck.
Like,
Yeah.
A milk truck.
Yeah, it
would've been
does
a
look
good one.
like some kind of flag.
that could be the Duds flag.
Yeah. That's what we should do. That's a good
And
idea.
it
middle
does
right
look kind
one?
of like a potato.
We should
Yeah.
pick one of these to be like our.
Are you sure that's not like the?
That
I
doesn't
feel
look
like that's
potato.
like the bisexual or the
I was gonna
the
say that.
asexual flag.
Yeah.
Let's do
We
That
would
works
use
too.
that.
That's us.
Next one is Dr. Funk on Twitch.
The middle one is so good.
Yeah. Top middle.
The
Top
bottom
middle.
ones are all like
They're
video
all
game
just-
shots
yeah.
or something.
Top middle is like Travis McElroy.
Top right kind of looks like Keemstar.
Oh man, none of these are good.
Do they pull these images like from something and then like recreate them, or is
Yeah.
this fully okay?
It just
Well, 'cause-
uses those terms and like
Mixes
searches.
it.
Because if
Okay.
you look, it's like the Twitch color palette. Like it's
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
purple and
Yeah.
white. So
Purple.
it's probably
Yeah.
And the ones that are less like human faces kind of look like Twitch like logos.
Logos.
Yeah, or like
yeah.
emotes or
Yeah.
something.
Emotes,
Yeah.
Mm.
The top left one there kind of looks like something from like Splatoon, like a
Yeah.
squid guy.
Oh
Mhm.
yeah.
Like he's got headphones on and glasses.
yeah.
Yeah, he looks like a Nickelodeon character. to me.
That looks like
he's
an
kinda cute.
Xbox 360 avatar that you would use for, like,
Yeah,
your gamer
yeah.
tag.
It looks like
Mhm.
Raven from Teen Titans.
Up next we got James Stewart touching his knees.
Oh,
Me. These are so
bottom middle
creepy.
is awful. Just terrible
I like
stuff.
I like middle right because it's like it actually they like made an effort to put his knees in. Actually, top left too.
Yeah, top
Left is
left.
top
is
weird.
left. His
He has-
legs are doing some things.
Like, yeah, he has
What
spaghetti
is
legs.
happening?
I like the ones where like he's not even touching knees.
Yeah.
Like bottom right, he's just like pushing a
He's
guy.
like hugging a sailor or something.
I like the middle left one because it's almost a perfect picture. Their faces are just like
Yeah.
Smeared.
swooping. Yeah, they're just like.
Yeah, that's from like a CIA document. That's been,
yeah,
like,
yeah.
redacted. Next one is Moose from the game.
Like he's,
Oh,
on he's on an ice
he's
rink.
he's in a
Yeah.
hockey rink.
Oh, that's good.
And in the top right one, he's actually like melted
in the
into
ice.
the
Yeah. These are legitimate. Oh well, I mean, bottom left, he's got a square butt.
that
Yeah.
bottom row looks like a few polygons less than the other one.
It's like one of those big time hunting games that you play
Yeah.
in arcades.
Yeah.
The middle one looks like he has a big old bulge on his head and his tongue sticking out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Blech.
Next one is Rattlesnake Jake in Barnes and Noble bathroom.
Wow.
And these just look like the dankest, nastiest, like rest stop bathrooms.
Yeah.
This is like, no, it's that other guy's. This is the Polka Dot Man's house from Prisoners.
Oh shit.
These could be snakes or turds.
Yeah,
It just depends on what restroom you're
definitely.
in. That top right one just looks like a slug.
Top
That-
right one is
Yeah.
weird.
Okay.
Yeah.
I forgot about the next one. It's very good. It's Saxon Charbino walking down the aisle towards TJ.
It says marrying. Did you
No, it
put
says
No,
TJ?
I labeled it wrong, but
Oh.
that was the search term. Walking down the aisle towards TJ.
Like top right, because
Yeah.
there's like the left one looks like it's supposed to be me. So the one on the right, and it looks like they have dark hair too. So
Oh,
that's
no.
me in like a wedding veil.
yeah. That's you in the wedding veil for sure. Middle right is Saxon Charbino as Phantom of the Opera.
Yep.
I mean,
that bottom right one looks like a Van Gogh painting.
yeah,
Yeah, it does
Yeah.
that's the Slenderman Saxon Charbino
Yeah.
with the long arms. What do we got next? Chin shot off Batman.
Nice.
Oh.
This one's actually like the most probably accurate.
Yeah, well, the less amount of face that you have to do,
Right.
the better. So like even though like the bottom right, his lip is a little like
Yeah.
Fat.
It actually
it's
just looks
awful.
like he's got a dip in.
yeah, he's
Yes.
got a dip in.
I like how all the logos are like mixes of
Oh, that
all
was-
the
Yeah.
Batman logos.
It's
Those are both
It's
good.
primarily Affleck Batman, I would say.
That
you
but-
can
yeah.
see like
The
Keaton,
yellow. Yeah.
the like really like
What'd you say?
pokey ones or whatever.
Middle, very middle, and then middle right.
middle right one
I
is
like
my
those.
favorite.
Yeah.
He's just like
He's
Yeah.
got such a frown. He's so
The
sad.
the
middle is that's the Upper Peninsula.
oh it is yeah. The bottom middle looks like RoboCop Batman.
Yeah. Yeah, because it's like straight. It's flush,
Mhm.
smooth.
Smooth
smooth.
chin shot off.
Yeah, I'm not gonna say that. I'm not gonna say what I was gonna say. Next one is Zoomer cryptids, which this one just looks like
Ooh.
monsters.
Hmm.
It's
Chupacabra.
Monsters
nothing-
from like Turok.
Yeah,
That's actually pretty cool.
nothing
cool,
great
though.
here.
Yeah.
Just looks like
We should have used
Chupacabra.
these in Wendy's.
Yeah.
As like,
Speaking
Yeah.
of Wendy's, the next one is Wendy's,
is it okay?
and these ones are cool. I
Oh.
actually think these are
Ugh.
cool.
Oh my god.
They're weird.
Whoa.
They're really cool.
What is bottom
What is
right?
this burger?
That's really weird. That pink shit. Ugh.
These are
Whoa.
all like stickers that you'd get in
That
like a
is so
tech deck.
weird.
You buy a tech
Holy
deck and you'd get like
shit.
What was that? Was it Garbage Pail Kids?
God,
That's
I
cool.
just
Yeah.
got
It like
mosquito.
has the same kind of like color
Yeah.
palette.
Middle left is like
We got
stylistic.
Next one is receiving your adult name, which is a reference to the Brood.
Why are they all so old receiving their adult names?
Because that's what happens when you're an adult. That's when you get your name. Some people are late bloomers. They don't get their names till later in life.
Dude, bottom right, look, that guy looks like he's like sucking the soul off. Like he's
Like a Dementor.
He's doing the Ghost Rider.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like soul
Yeah, or
sucker.
that. Yeah.
Very good.
Next one is super general, and this one is just bizarre. It's just buildings, and then one man, one Civil War general.
His beard is his whole face. That's
Yeah.
terrifying. I like the bottom left. It's just like a tennis court.
Tennis
maybe?
court.
Yeah.
Yeah, kind of.
Tennis. That's like the view from the glass elevator in Willy Wonka with
Yeah,
those
it
red
is.
roof
Yeah.
houses.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
I just like how distorted, like slightly distorted these buildings are to where it's like,
Yeah.
yeah, that looks like a normal building, but it's wobbly a little bit.
That's what
Yeah.
you see when you wake up on Little St. James.
Next one is J Spot Jack Cheese, which is literally just pictures of cheese.
And it's all the
standard
same
stuff.
cheese, too.
Yeah.
That part is
Consistency.
weird.
Next one we
Okay.
got Kadama using a stick as a prostate massager, and this one again is just gibberish.
Oh, that's where I was so confused. Because you told me that one. I was thinking Kojima, like Hideo Kojima.
Oh, no,
Oh.
these are the little Kodamas from Spirited Away.
yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
I am surprised there wasn't any like anus
No,
looking.
it wasn't Spirited Away. It was
Princess Mononoke.
Princess
Mononoke.
Mononoke,
Jesus.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, no, they kind of just look like somebody's making clay
But they-
versions of Kodama.
Yeah.
But all their like whatever I'm assuming the massager is like formed into their hand.
Yeah,
Like their
it's-
fingers look like extensions of the massager.
Oh, yeah.
But they do make good forms of the Kodama. Like
yeah, kind of.
Yeah,
Some
this
of them.
middle center one looks like He's squeezing Nickelodeon gack like out of his fingers, like a tube of toothpaste.
Middle bottom one is so distorted. Like
That one
Yeah.
looks the most like a prostate massager, I would say. It's long and slender.
there's so many fingers and hands.
Yeah.
Ugh.
It's kind of like those images that you would see where it's like a picture of a room, but it's not a room. It's like, oh, find one item in this image. and
Yeah,
it's like
yeah.
there's
Yep.
nothing.
Yeah.
Very
Yeah.
much like that.
That's what it looks like. Next one is butt and ass, which is from Suicide Squad.
Oh, okay.
Isaiah said, "Oh, we should have." They just have Harley Quinn in this to show off her butt and ass.
Yeah.
And for some reason, they all came out as like really terrible clip art
Yeah.
animations instead of like human form.
It looks like what like designers draw up when they're trying to like
Yeah,
design
coming up with
clothes.
some like
Yeah.
some joggers.
Center bottom kind of looks like one of those puzzles that you buy from like Cracker Barrel that it's like, oh, figure out how to take this apart.
Yeah, you're right.
Do you see
Yeah.
the arm?
Yeah, the
in-
arm is like coming out of the bottom of the shirt or something.
These are all Dexter's mom
Yeah,
from
there's
Dexter's
Yeah.
Lab. Like,
There's
Yeah.
a nub.
These are
arm.
all-
yeah,
this is
then-
incredible.
Then there's a nub.
yeah.
Next one is
Oh,
There
oh.
Won't Be Nick.
Oh, no.
Oh,
Holy shit.
Okay.
Bottom right.
Yeah.
Holy fucking shit.
that's like it's like those videos of like the dog,
Middle too.
the dog coughing. The dog's like,
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
like that's its face.
Whoa, shit. Even bottom left is a dog with like a dildo in its mouth.
Yeah,
Oh,
these
Looks
are
like crab
is.
meat.
all bad.
Bottom middle's like
Bottom middle
Like-
looks like what's not that little puppet?
puppet.
Oh.
I like puppet. Fuck. Yeah, what is that?
Raggedy Ann, not Raggedy Ann. It
little,
starts with
like,
a P. Yeah, right?
The sheep
Pork
puppet.
like lamb chop.
Lamb
Lamb
chop.
chop.
Yeah, it
It
looks like
starts with a
lamb
P.
chop.
Pam pop.
Yeah,
I
Pam
like-
pop.
I like center right, like the guy's T-posing.
Yeah.
And there's a witch just flying in a broom
Yeah.
in the background.
Yeah.
And he's standing next to a badger that's like tailoring his suit or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The top middle kind of looks like TJ.
It does.
That's what I was saying. That one's me. Top left is Travis.
Oh
and
wait, it's
Yeah.
from the
Nick, I guess.
streamer.
And the top
Look,
right
there's
is
a
Oh,
guy
yeah.
stalking
It
in the
does look
back.
how
He's
I
on a
feel when I have to
computer.
listen back to these when I'm editing.
Yeah. Yeah, the actually bottom middle looks like TJ with his little like army jacket that he's
Bottom
got.
middle.
Oh yeah.
And then like
Marley.
that's Freya sitting on his lap.
Oh yeah.
Freya.
Yeah.
It's more Marley than
No,
Freya.
Freya, they have a cat named Freya.
Oh, right.
Marley with a
right.
wig on.
What do we got next? Oh, Wakaliwood, which
Interesting.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's
These look like Naruto, like the
Teen
They're
Wolf
very
in a cartoon.
very anime looking.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is like more like
These are
comic
actually really
book.
cool.
Here.
Like that top
Yeah.
left one, and that top
Yeah.
right one. These are in that. Oh, wow. I'm actually. Can you
This-
send me these in like picture form? These are really cool.
The next one is Wes Craven These Nuts.
So he just has like a red chin
Oh my
in the top ones.
Bottom
These-
middle. Holy fuck.
Yeah. That's
Yeah.
That's Darth Sidious Wes
Yeah.
Craven.
Yeah.
That's Darth Craven These
punished
Nuts.
Wes Craven.
Yeah.
Yikes.
I mean, some of these are like probably the most accurate like faces.
Like the.
Bottom left looks like
That's
Freddy Krueger.
yeah.
Oh yeah.
And
Like
then
Liam
bottom
Neeson a
right
little
is it.
Yeah.
The two like in the middle, the middle, and then the middle right looks like he has like eczema on his face.
Mhm.
Yikes.
Eczema. And then his eyes in the middle
Yeah,
left.
middle left.
Jesus.
I guess that's it.
Yeah, that's it.
That's all the
Wow.
ones that I had.
That was a good ender.
This is a good walk.
Shoulda
walk
ended-
down memory lane, but
Yeah.
through the Wonka boat ride.
We
Yeah.
should have
Yeah.
ended on Gore Herbinski though. Kind of disappointed.
It's good that we don't do a podcast and that like people aren't missing out on.
Yeah, there's 20 minutes that's not going to be on the audio version of this.
Yeah.
That's fine.
So if you're listening to the audio version, go
You
fuck
missed
yourself.
out on a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Is there gonna be a pre-chat for like the or cold open for the audio version?
Should- That doesn't have to be.
Yeah, we can do it real
Okay.
quick. Let's go around the table and
Say what we're all thankful for.
no, say your thoughts, quick thoughts on the Amber Heard Johnny Depp trial.
Okay.
Oh,
Okay.
No, I was kidding.
I didn't watch this.
I was kidding.
I
got
didn't
one- got my
either, and
opinion.
I want
Okay,
to.
all right, we'll go.
It was
Aquaman.
a process of law.
Nice, dude.
Oogie Boogie in a court drawing.
Perfect. Yeah.
Pass.
Aquaman.
No, I got.
Yeah, that was good.
Absolutely.
We all
not.
strong.
That's
we're
a
all
pretty good cold open, actually.
Yeah.
We're all strongly opinion based.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nothing but the hottest takes.
I definitely don't have an opinion.
No,
Well,
I think the only valid opinion is maybe they're both shitty people.
Yeah.
yeah, Johnny's just more loved because he's in
Yeah.
Pirates.
Maybe court abuse cases shouldn't be
Yeah.
content.
Maybe the justice system doesn't work right.
Yeah.
Maybe having a defamation trial
That
to
is-
defame the other person solely as the purpose is not a good thing.
I thought it was a defecation trial.
That's like
It was that too, apparently.
Nice, dude.
Yeah.
Nice.
Well, shit in my bed and call me Johnny.
That's like the funniest part about it, though. Is
She
that
pooped.
is exactly that it was like a defamation trial, and then like
defecation.
like, gotcha, bitch. Gotcha.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is wild that they. I mean, yeah. Why would they tell? Oh, yeah, we probably shouldn't. talk
Yeah,
about
I
it.
know. We were like, no, let's not.
We're
get
like, we
into
don't
it.
have.
And now
Let's
we're
not
like,
talk
Yeah.
about this, guys. We don't got opinions.
Yeah, we don't, and that's why we do a movie review show. That
Right.
being, there will be duds. This is episode 50, and it's if we cut that bit out before, it's also It's also our anniversary, kind of. Whatever.
Just shut
It's
up and
one
watch
of
the Twitch
several
stream.
anniversaries.
Yeah.
It's me, once again, as always.
It's
Your
me.
co-host TJ, aka J Spot Jack Cheese, and with me as always.
As always, I'm Nick, aka Dr. Funk on Twitch, and with me, as always,
As always, I'm Travis, aka the Super General, aka Will Turner, and with me, as always,
As always, sometimes I'm.
nice.
As always, sometimes I'm Deegs, aka Deegs.
Dino Diggs.
Dino Deegs.
Didn't I have a name last time?
Yeah, we said we were going to make nicknames for
Our guest.
our guests.
Yeah. Didn't you come up with one?
I don't remember. I don't think so. You just went with Kelte 1023.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
terrible.
Or whatever,
terrible.
whatever. Like
I mean,
your
I just said my
username
first
was.
and last name. Like,
Yeah.
that's boring.
Yeah,
I'll
we'll
bleep
figure
it out.
Yeah, we could bleep it.
You'll say something, and it'll.
Record something cool over it.
Over what?
Yeah.
Over me saying my name.
I'll do like a
Oh,
guitar
okay.
riff.
When you
Yeah.
edit it.
It'll be like a little squealy.
We'll have Windows Sam say like something cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And as always, we watched a movie. We watched 3 movies this week. Those being the Pirates of the Caribbean movies.
I've noticed that, especially recently, you love to like do an accent when you say the name of every time you like do like some weird accent.
That's cool.
Does it say the name of the movie?
Yeah, it's like right when we start, you like, this week we watched a movie.
I think it's because it's just okay. We watched Pirates of the Caribbean. The first one is The Curse of the Black Pearl, and it
Yeah.
tells the story of.
Yeah.
I didn't say I hated it. I just said it's funny that like it's
I
just
think it's-
become a thing.
It's because like now I've got like the routine down for the most part. I got the intro down, I got the outro down, and it's routine enough to where I'm becoming more aware of it.
Yeah.
So I am like,
Actively trying to break the routine.
yeah, exactly.
I mean, you did a voice even when we started. Like this is a special episode.
Yeah,
of
yeah,
Rebel
yeah.
Without-
Yeah.
Yeah, I, mean, I do that all the time. Yeah.
Wait, there's
Um,
only 3 Pirates movies.
3 that are worth watching.
The only ones they ever made.
Only ones
Yep.
they ever made.
Where's
only
that
ones.
cut off at?
Huh?
3.
Oh, in
Uh,
order.
What?
So
Yeah,
1, 2,
no,
and 3.
it's
so 4 and 5 don't count right now.
I don't know what you're talking
The
about.
Gore Verbinski trilogy.
Gore
Okay,
Verbinski.
okay. Yeah.
Gore Verbinski trilogy.
Gore Verbinski.
People know if you're talking about Pirates trilogy. I don't think people are going to be confused.
If you're talking real pirateers, they're gonna know which ones are the good ones.
okay, which are
The first 3.
Man, firing on
You're-
all cylinders.
Yeah,
already.
you're right. And the first one is The Curse of the Black Pearl.
Oh god! You pointed it out, so it's gonna be
Man,
terrible. the whole
if you've
show
been
now.
with us for the whole year, this is a treat.
I don't think so. I don't think it is.
It's from 2003. It's directed by Gore Verbinski, and it follows one Will Turner, a blacksmith from Port Royal, and Elizabeth Swan, the daughter of the governor of Port Royal. They're two lovebirds. who get roped into a big epic pirate swashbuckling adventure when Elizabeth is kidnapped by the cursed sailors of the Black Pearl, and they are also joined by a character by the name of Captain Jack Sparrow, who is a character. He's a very
He's a
neat,
card.
He's a very neat guy. And yeah, it's a big pirate adventure.
A swashbuckling adventure. What's playing? There's kids in the pool behind us. So what are they?
It's Mr. Brightside.
Oh, is it Mr. Brightside?
Yeah.
Wait, Mr. Blue Sky?
Blue Sky, yeah. Oh, Mr. Blue Sky. I was like, wait a minute, that's not it.
And I get,
That's it. You've
If-
seen it.
if-
you've
yeah.
lived it. You've loved it.
nobody's watched it. This is nobody's first episode, right? So we've this series has been. It's been talked about a lot, so it was kind of inevitable that this was our anniversary episode.
Yeah. Do you
So-
know which one it was when I first brought it up?
I'm pretty sure it was this one that you
Ben and
watched
Arthur?
or whatever. Oh, you're
No.
saying when we first brought it up?
Because there was at one point in time because Travis made a no,
It was pretty early.
you tagged the Pirates music at the end of your Amadeus video.
Yeah.
But I'm trying to think of the first episode where I was like, I watched Pirates recently and it was pretty good.
It was really early.
It was early on.
I feel like it
and
was
we had
maybe
talked
when we were-
about it before that.
I think it was
Yeah.
the recorder. We were talking about something with the recorders.
Is that
Did
chunking?
Maybe we should have
Yeah, we
done
should have
some
done
research.
literally any research.
On
on
your
Listen back
own
on
show.
our
We're
own.
too busy making Dall-E images of our shit to
Right.
like actually research when we first talked about stuff.
It was definitely
Um,
earlier on because I feel like there was a few episodes in a row where TJ attempted
Oh,
to
yeah.
play the recorder.
He did
That's-
play it on the recorder.
That's
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
how it became such a thing, is because like we ended up like I want to say everything is illuminated somehow. We
Yeah.
went off on a big Pirates tangent.
Yeah, that sounds
And
about
then like
right.
the next week, Nick watched Pirates, and we talked about it again. And then like the next week, I did the Pirates. thing.
So-
that's
so-
right. That's
yeah.
right.
So
It was-
Pirates
it
is
was
the backbone of the show.
unintelligible.
That's not true.
Pirates is the
Listen
backbone of the
back.
show.
It is kind of, yeah.
That's not true. Listen back.
We've only been like striving for this moment, and now that it's about to be over, we'll probably just fade away. We'll just like
we peaked at Pirates.
we'll
I mean,
we'll
there's still-
slow down our releases. We'll go like once every 2 weeks, and then
Slowly
it'll be once
fade
a
into
month.
obscurity.
You can
Yeah.
do the other two names that will not be spoken as duds.
That's an idea.
Oh, the
Oh.
other.
Well, yeah. I actually what I
Episode
did was
69.
I did put the other two into the cup. Like we'll watch them in order, but not in any. They'll just be random episodes.
Oh,
But
okay.
I figured they should be in there.
As
But-
duds
Yeah,
or
I
No,
never
normal
I
cup.
never saw the fifth one. I did see the fourth one, but
They're not duds. They're just
no,
like
they're yeah,
yeah.
they're just cash
Well,
grabs.
I'm
Yeah, let's talk about the movie.
I'm gonna be the
Curse of the
first
Black
one
Pearl.
to invoke the Matrix. I
Okay.
don't know if you guys were planning on invoking the Matrix.
I
I do
had
every
a
single
different
morning.
trilogy. I had like a thesis statement for this whole
Oh.
episode.
Because I was getting it wasn't the low lows of the Matrix sequels for me, but it was a similar
Definitely not.
trajectory of like first one was like spectacular and then it just kind of hit diminishing returns. and got convoluted.
It
We're not there yet. We're talking about the first one.
Yeah, let's stick to the first one.
Yeah.
I think maybe at the end we can kind of go.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
We can like
Yeah.
at the
Yeah.
end maybe we can kind of go like and then
Oh, and the camera stopped.
okay.
Over
And the camera's back.
Oh, okay.
Oh, sweet.
Is it still going? Still recording?
Let me check. I believe it is.
Okay, this is no. There won't be Nick.
Oh, okay.
He's
So
like right.
he's
in
still
front
got
of
his
me.
mic.
Everything's still good. Everything is still good.
The
The camera might have gotten heated up. I don't know. Sometimes it just does that.
He did.
So,
but it's still going.
Yeah,
Okay,
it's still recording.
so
Actually, hold on. I'm just gonna stop it and restart it.
okay.
Wasn't as crisp.
So
Yeah.
I think that Jack Sparrow's introduction into this series is maybe the best introduction of any character in any movie ever.
I think
it
you
is.
might be fucking right there.
Yeah.
It's so that was I wrote that. I just said what an intro to one of cinema's greatest heroes.
It's so
Oh, yeah.
perfect how he's just like. I realize that he's kind of like Harry Potter, where he doesn't necessarily have talent. He's just like really lucky, but he also does have a little bit of
That's-
talent.
he's part of
he's
it.
very charismatic.
Yeah.
Yes.
Where Harry Potter is more of a.
That
I mean, he's a moody.
He's
dude.
an-
Stuff
And-
just
and
happens
that's-
to work out perfectly for him.
That's-
and
yeah.
that's
But he's
and
still
that's
smooth.
He's noble.
that's something that does kind
Harry
of
Potter.
like
I mean,
they go in the wrong direction in the sequels, and like over the top with like 4 and 5, where it's like in this one, sure, he's lucky, but he's also extremely clever,
Right.
and like thinking like 10 steps ahead of everybody. Whereas in like the later ones, and again, I think this is exacerbated in 4 and 5, it's like just dumb luck. That's all it is, pretty much.
Yeah. A little bit more. He still has that like cunning, but I think it's that the moment in the first one where it turns out that he didn't like strap sea turtles together and sail. That's like whatever. Once the facade kind of like
He didn't get his leg shot off in Nam. He just likes to sunbathe in the
right. He just sunbathes in the tall grass. Yeah. Once that facade falls off, it's almost like not only do the characters in the movie see him for what he really is, but now the audience is allowed to see like, oh no, he's just kind of a bumbling. He's like Mr. Magoo, kind of.
Wait, yeah.
And
But
I
a liar
feel like
is
that
a
intro is
deceiver.
like it sets the perfect precedence for what you're gonna see out of him, because he fucks up hard, but he wears it with confidence by just
Right.
like
Yeah,
sailing
yeah.
in on the mast and just like I'm just
Yeah.
gonna park this
He's
here.
sticking his foot out. I had like
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a D&D character that you just dumped charisma in.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. He does something dumb, but it works out, and then he's always just kind of like, oh, I did
It's-
that on purpose.
Yeah. I planned that
very,
all along.
very like
Yeah.
Pee Wee Herman. like,
Honestly,
I meant
yeah.
to do that.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
get like the full like within that first few minutes of him, because he has to pay like what is it, like 30 shillings or whatever to like,
it's a shilling to dock at Port
and then
Royal.
I'll give
Yeah.
you 2 for whatever, and then he turns around immediately,
And
finds
just
like a
takes the
bag, and he's
bag.
like
Right.
"Ding," and then like
Yeah.
walks away.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
it. He's literally. I mean, he's pirate Indiana Jones in a way.
Yeah,
Oh, that's
yeah.
a good. I like that
Somebody-
better than Harry Potter.
Because somebody says the like Norrington's little right hand man guy, the one who's like, oh, this is the best pirate I've ever seen. He says like, do you think he plans this out, or does he make it up as he goes along? And that's literally a quote from that Indiana Jones says about himself.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you think he plans it all out? Or just makes it up as he goes along?
I don't know. I'm making this up as I go.
They do. There are a few of those throughout the series. Actually, there's one towards in the third one.
Yeah, someone else makes a similar comment with what's his face, like the Beckett, I think
Yeah.
his name is.
Oh yeah. Beckett.
It's a very similar situation where they're watching them get away, and he's like, "Do you think he plans it?" Yeah, same
Yeah.
basic idea.
Oh yeah, I think it's is it into the first one where he's like, what's the harm in giving him 1 day head start or whatever?
yeah.
So,
Oh
okay.
yeah. Sorry.
I think they deserve a day's start.
Mm.
A
Yeah.
day's head start.
Yeah.
Or something.
day's heads.
So when did you guys watch the movie? Because we watched like 1 and 2 like 2 or 3 weeks ago, and then
Yeah.
I just watched 3 today. So
I watched 1 like 3 weeks ago, and then Dead Man's Chest on like Thursday, and then World's End yesterday and today. So yeah.
We watched the first one yesterday, and I watched 2 and 3 this morning and afternoon before I came out
Wow.
Yeah, I
That's
watched
a lot of pirates.
1 on
It's-
Wednesday, 2 on Thursday, and then 3 on Friday.
And between all of the Pirates movies and the Boys episodes we've been doing, I'm tired of hearing our voices.
Yeah. Well, this one's gonna be good because this is gonna be a long episode.
It's gonna be. Yeah.
I actually finished all 3 of them on the way here in the car.
There you go.
playing on three phones simultaneously.
You spent $150 on gas to just drive around.
Watching it, I can't watch movies any other way.
Right.
That's
Um,
so. One of the first note I have is what is it? Whenever like he calls Elizabeth Miss Swan, and she's like, "How many more times do I have to tell you to call me Elizabeth?" And he's like, "As always."
I wrote that down too.
Oh, yeah.
I got that too.
Yeah.
That's why it's the backbone of this show.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah. I kind of thought the same thing. I was like, holy shit.
Yeah.
And also another thing, like kind of in line with that, there's the part where they're standing on the end of the gangplank, and the guy goes, "Too long." And I wanted to make a gif of like, you know, paste it over I think it's Elizabeth at the end of the gangplank, and it says like runtime 120 minutes, and then like over the dude Travis.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
Off you go! Come on! Too long!
So when these movies were like originally coming out, I was in marching band, and
Did you guys have to do the thing?
we didn't do it.
I think we did.
Every like we did like the band invitational where like all the bands from different schools would come and like it was like an all day thing. They'd come and do their marching band show, get adjudicated, get feedback, and then the next band would go on. Same thing. From I would say 2005 to like 2008, at least 3 bands like every year because these movies are still coming out. It was like 2003, 6 and 7. Oh yeah. And the funniest thing was like, so there's like Class A bands, which are like rich schools. They have like big bands, Class B, Class C, D, etc.
Hastings with G.
No, Hastings was like double B. They went with like bra sizes with when they when they just gonna
I don't think double B is a bra size.
when they'd be like double D, C. They're like cup sizes almost. But double B, I guess that would be what, C minus. A minus. Yeah, C plus.
I don't.
But
know.
the funniest,
I'm pitching in.
We'll
like
say
the bra expert has logged on. The funniest thing though was like when the Class D bands would do the Pirates music, because the Pirates music is very bombacious and like robust, and it's like swashbuckling music. And then you'd get a band on the field that's like 2 trombones, 2 trumpets, all clarinet, like
dead sound.
And it was just like it was so.
It was like all drums.
That's a bummer.
It was so sad. They were trying so hard. It's like we have Pirates of the Caribbean at home, and like that's Pirates of the Caribbean at home.
Man, that's a cool era that probably they don't. I mean, probably bands, if they're doing movie music, they're still doing that because like, what great scores are there nowadays?
Everybody knows it.
Right, yeah.
Oh,
It was that or Wicked. Those were like the 2
Star
flavors.
Wars, too.
Star Wars was big.
Yeah, I was
Star
gonna say
Wars.
like stuff from prequel trilogy.
lot
There's
of-
some fucking bangers in the prequel trilogy.
A lot of Disney like movies too.
Well, yeah. I
Phantom
guess
of the Opera.
Frozen.
Phantom of the Opera was a
Probably
popular one.
Frozen.
That
Yeah.
was a good
But
one.
yeah, probably every single year that I was in marching band, at least 1 or 2 bands, every time you would go to a marching band festival, would have a Pirates of the Caribbean theme, like
Wow.
without fail.
They need to start playing Mandalorian music for band.
And it's like, and it worked. The audience would get so stoked. 'Cause
Yeah.
everyone's like kind of singing along because they know how the music goes.
Yeah, and it's very it is.
It's catchy.
It's not in the stratosphere of Star Wars, but it's definitely up.
I mean,
it's close.
there's-
It's being like
Oh, yeah.
universally recognizable.
I feel like give it 30 years from 2033, it'll be like how Star Wars is seen now.
I'm just saying the music is like being recognizable.
Yeah,
Right,
I would
exactly.
say,
Yeah.
Recognizable.
I would
Yeah.
say I would say it's either Pirates or maybe Harry Potter.
I was
are
gonna
the
say
last-
Harry
is a
Potter.
good one.
Like probably,
Potter,
there are a few exceptions, but I would say those
Harry
are like the
Potter.
last 2 blockbusters that have music like that. That's like
that people
So
everybody will
recognizable.
remember.
Game of
Yeah.
Thrones. Can we count that?
That's like the theme song.
It doesn't count then.
I
Are we
can't
talking
even think-
cinematically then?
Well, I mean,
Kind of, yeah. It is.
Yeah.
It's similar. I think it's a different.
I
Like,
don't even think I would count Game of Thrones.
it's in the
Okay.
same
Mhm.
kingdom, but not the same species or something like that.
Phylum.
and it's like
Phylum.
and it's like
Phylum
Harry
or
Potter
Order.
almost
Order.
doesn't count because it's John Williams and everything that dude
Right.
touches
Yeah.
Yeah.
becomes iconic.
Mm.
Well,
He's a
isn't
genius.
Pirates Hans Zimmer?
Yeah.
The first one is not.
Oh, who's the first one?
Some dude.
Oh, some
Some
dude.
guy.
I've heard
The
of him before.
Hans Zimmer, I think,
Some
comes
dude
in.
named John Williams.
Yeah, some asshole.
and that kid's name was John Williams.
Yeah, no.
John Williams Jr.
So yeah, the first Pirates movie is not a Hans Zimmer, but then Hans Zimmer comes in, and you can tell Hans Zimmer comes in because then there's like the Inception horns and like the really thumping bass
That's
drum.
right.
Okay.
Mm.
There's
Klaus
more variety
Badelt?
too.
Klaus Badelt.
Badel.
I think they still
He
went
did
with a German.
Gladiator.
Yeah.
I'm a
Well-
celebrity. Get me out of here.
Huh. Well,
Gladiator's
bummer for that
good,
guy, 'cause
right?
Probably everybody.
I
fucking
can't
thinks
think of the
that's-
music.
The
in
Hans
that,
Zimmer.
so-
Yeah,
oh yeah,
definitely.
100%.
Yeah,
That's
you
like
know.
that's like everybody saying like crediting fucking Nightmare Before Christmas to Tim Burton when it was Henry Selick directed it.
Oh.
But
Because
like
it says it's
everybody,
Tim Burton.
everybody's like, it was Tim Burton.
Yeah.
I think it's even on the case. It'll say like Tim Burton's
It's
name.
it's like his production company and
Yeah.
stuff. So yeah,
Right.
it's Tim Burton's.
Yeah,
I
he
mean, so
totally-
there
he
is a
gets
reason
executive
why.
He
credit.
cucked that guy hard as fuck. So hard.
Yeah, it's not like the first one is credited like Hans Zimmer's Pirates of the Caribbean score.
Right.
Yeah.
That'd be very petty.
Did Hans do 4 and 5?
I don't know about
I think
that.
he's done. He did at least 2 and 3. I don't know if he did the other ones that
Okay.
don't exist.
Yeah,
'cause
nobody's.
There's only.
I have
three.
no
Yeah,
idea.
sorry, I
I
didn't
don't
mean
even
to-
know
That we
what
keep
you're talking
referencing,
Yeah, I'm
but
just
they
losing my
don't
mind, I'm
exist.
sorry.
Even though I already
Speaking-
said I saw 4.
Speaking of being cucked, let's get back to the movies.
Yeah.
With I could not get this dude's name down. I was like, is it Nottingham?
Norrington.
Nordingham? Norrington?
Noddington?
Noddington. I don't think it's that either.
James.
Wait,
Norrington.
are you
It's
actually
Norrington.
It's Norrington.
Yeah.
Norrington. Okay.
Yeah.
There was one at one
We're
point.
like, I thought you were.
James Norton.
No, at one point, I was talking to Chloe. I was like, "Yeah, oh shit, that's Nottingham." She's like, "Who are you talking about?" I was like, "Yeah, no, that guy." She's like, "You mean Norrington? It's Norrington, right?"
Yeah.
Yes.
James
Okay,
Norrington.
I'm gonna mess that up
Do you
several
fear
more
death?
times.
Do you fear
But
death?
that dude has he certainly has an arc. I just wanted to say
Yeah.
that he was cucked. I didn't have anything else to add
Well,
to it.
speaking of kind of cucked, I almost said Will Smith, which it actually kind of applies.
Will Smith
Actually-
as Will Turner.
Will Turner. I was gonna say Will Turner is like the horniest motherfucker on the planet.
Oh, yeah.
in
But
this universe.
subtly horny.
Yeah, he just will do anything.
Yeah.
He's like that Ryan Gosling from The Notebook, kind of like
Oh my god.
just like incel almost.
He gets cucked too, but by his boss. His boss gets all the credit for
Oh yeah.
like making the sword
Right,
and then
right.
capturing Jack.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Just
He's
doing
the
my
cucks
civic
of the Black
duty, sir.
Pearl.
Yeah.
Yeah, the cuck of the Black Pearl is that what you said? Oh man.
Did you say the cuck of the Black Pearl?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, that's perfect.
Yeah, speaking of that scene where just doing my civic duty, that is like, I feel like that is like the tail end of when fight scenes were good in movies.
Mm.
It is such a like
That's what I'm-
borderline Jackie Chan like
It's
creative,
very choreographed.
dynamic.
You
Yeah.
should see everything everywhere all at once.
Because I was like just the fighting, or not the sword fighting, and the I always pronounce the sword wrong, and
Sword.
Choreography.
sword choreography. It's like Pirates has some of the best like choreography I feel like I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And this is kind of jumping
Especially
forward.
the first one.
Yeah, the first one, but
Mhm.
jumping forward with when they're, I think it's Dead Man Chess, when it's like that three-way fight between Jack, Orlando Bloom, and then Norrington.
yeah.
Norrington.
When they're fighting over the heart.
yeah, like
Yeah.
that, like
Mhm.
just that.
Yeah, look, we got to get to that. I feel like that. This is why I want to segment them, because the climax of Dead Man's Chest is like a whole conversation. in
Okay,
itself to
so
me.
back to the Black Pearl, like just in that cave, that's like, I feel like that's what made me remember
the final
fight inside the cave. Yeah, that's what made me remember the
so
movie.
Fucking choice.
Because like I was in probably 3rd or 4th grade when this movie came out, and that's what made me like remember the movie as like Pirates of the Caribbean, because of that fight scene. And you know those terms or lines in movies that literally have nothing to do with the story, don't mean anything in the movie, but you just remember them, and every time you hear like a phrase, you just recall that phrase.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When the
It's like
bomb guy
everything.
gets the bomb stuck in his belly and then turns
No
back
fair.
to human, and he's like, "No fair." Like every time anybody says "no fair," I'm like, "No fair." Like just referring to that.
I was like, I couldn't. This is another one of those movies where like I couldn't believe how much of it I knew.
Right.
offhand.
Yeah.
Where like
Yeah.
I
The
just kept
entire
saying
trilogy
shit.
for me. Yeah.
I just kept saying shit, and Khalil was like, "How many times have you seen this movie?" And I was like, I don't think I've seen it that much.
Right,
But
yeah.
like there's stuff that like I didn't even remember was from these movies.
Uh-huh.
But I was just
Yeah.
like, as they were coming up, I was like, oh yeah, no fair. Like,
Yeah. It's like,
Yeah, I forgot how like into Pirates I was. Like
Mhm.
I saw 2 in the theaters probably 5 times.
holy
my
shit.
God.
And 3 I probably saw 2 or 3 times. I was like really big into this trilogy, and yeah. Anyways, that fight scene in the blacksmith thing, like I don't know if you guys, TJ has, but like it's funny because we were talking
Yeah,
about
I've seen this movie.
yeah, no. the like Indiana Jones things. If you ever go to like Disney World, they have these like
yeah,
it's like a movie scene that plays out in front of you.
Yeah.
So there's like an Indiana Jones one where he like comes out. You see like everything. He does the thing where he switches the bag of sand and then he
Yeah,
runs
yeah.
from the like that fight in the blacksmith scene. It almost looks like they either took that directly from one of those things, or they were like, we need to choreograph this so that we can
Well-
make a movie thing that
Well, it's-
like people will come and watch.
I mean, it's based on a Disney ride.
No, I know, but
yeah,
the
yeah, it
Disney
could be
ride is
from
just
it,
like
yeah.
lame animatronics. We did that one too. It's
Yeah,
just
we
like
did.
It's
Right.
just like animatronics going like this, like yo ho, yo.
Yeah, I mean,
And
isn't there
selling
like
horses and
a
stuff.
yeah,
a direct to
Slavery.
video like 1960s or 70s Pirates of the Caribbean video?
Yeah.
I feel like my grandma had it on,
Huh.
or like my grandma had one of those like Disney sing-along tapes from when we were kids.
Okay.
And I'm pretty sure there was like a Pirates of the Caribbean one. It was like the 90s.
But now it's
probably had like Song of the South and stuff.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yep. It
yeah.
sure did. Zippity doo dah, baby.
yeah.
I didn't know this was
and then
based
you're-
off a ride. Like the whole
I didn't
movie
either.
concept was based
Well,
off a
the
ride.
You know, have
the
you-
general
I mean,
premise.
extremely loosely based.
well,
off
yeah,
of it.
I would
Extremely
imagine, but
loosely.
Yeah.
still.
And there's actually a direct in the third one. This is just a little thing where it goes to Davy Jones' locker and you hear "Dead men tell no."
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
directly. That's
That's
the
from the-
audio from the ride.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's cool.
That's kind of cool.
Yeah.
That's a fun
Yeah.
little Easter egg.
Yeah, I like that.
That's really cool.
Um,
Okay.
Yeah, I think my short list, like my bullet points for like why I'm like mostly this movie. Like I think the other ones falter in some of these areas, and that's why I don't think they're as good as the first one.
Areolas.
Yeah, I said that weird.
Areolas.
Why this movie is so fucking great. It's kind of like The Matrix, where you just watch it and you're like, yeah, that's how all movies should be.
Right.
Yeah.
Like the plot is just like it's so like movies that just have good stories that aren't just like exposition dumps, but you just learn shit, like great fucking characters, great character development,
Yeah.
dynamic action. Like this series, like through and through, has some of the most
Right.
dynamic, interesting sword
Yeah.
fights. Like it's all because like, and I think it's because they start with like the concept of like, okay, well they're pirates, so they got swords, so let's make it more interesting. Let's spice it up, and they do every single time.
Yeah.
And those and just payoff. There's such great payoff. Like this series just excels in setup and payoff, setup
Right.
and payoff, setup and payoff. It's impeccable.
And some of
amazing.
them are like multi-layered, like almost like Ocean's 11, where like that movie takes an entire movie to do their little like double twisty, whatever
right.
plan. And
This
in
is
this,
actually
there's
the-
constent like backstabbing and like
Yeah.
and it
different
falls in line with
plans.
being pirates and like
Right,
it, just, it
yeah.
works
Right,
so
right.
It does
naturally.
flow together, and it's like the construction of these are so great because it's like it's funny when it wants to be funny. It's the action is like it's action when you want action.
Yeah.
And the dramatic moments are like believable. It's not like watching a Sandra Bullock, I almost said
Channing
Tatum
Channing
rom-com.
Tatum,
There you
Norrington.
like yeah,
Channing Tatum.
Chan my Tate man,
So-
Charming Tate
Well,
man.
yeah,
Shane,
I mean,
my tape, man.
when we were watching it, like even because like I remember these commercials too, but Chloe even remembers. I mean, you want to talk about stuff that like you guys remember from like the original, the original run. I think it was in the trailer when Barbosa was like, "Oh, you best start believing in
Oh,
ghost
yeah.
stories." And he steps out into the moonlight and he's like, "You're in one," and he's got like
Yeah.
the skeleton shit. She's like, "That scared me." Like as a kid when that movie came out, I was like,
Oh yeah, it
terrifying.
scared me too.
Really?
That's a good to like compare it to like Ocean's 11 type stuff. Like the final, I think it's like 30-40 minutes of it when they're going back and forth between. I think it's like the Black Pearl and then the trading company ships, like that fight, and then the cave fight. Like they're switching back and forth. Between
Yeah.
constantly, like,
Right.
stuff
Two
is
different
happening.
storylines going on, and they're like paralleling
Yeah,
each
they're,
other.
like,
Like
climaxing at the
who's
same
winning?
time.
Who's
Yeah.
It's great when they climax.
It's like why I think like Infinity War is so impressive because you have all these different characters.
You mean Trinity War?
Yeah, sorry, that's what I meant. All these different characters, like your Wolverine, your Nick Fury. No, and like it's something where like you see it's like there's too many characters for this to work, but it does. But like it's more impressive because these are. I mean, yeah, sure, it's based on a ride, but basically original characters. Originally, it's not based off of 10 years of previous movies that you had to watch and stuff. So Infinity War definitely had that
Going into
assist,
it.
but like all the climaxes have like multiple different characters and they all have their own wants and their own desires
And
and
they
their
stick
own
to
goals,
those.
and you understand
Yeah.
everyone's drive.
Yeah.
And you just it's hard to find that in like big movies.
And like they do it in such a, like you said, like not exposition dumps. through just like I think you referenced earlier, like the how many times do I have to tell you to call me Elizabeth? And he says one more time.
Yeah.
And then as
Right.
she walks away, he says Elizabeth kind of under his breath.
Right.
So it's
And
like, oh, okay, yeah.
yeah, it's
Like I
not,
get there. I like all of the dynamics between all the characters are like immediately understood.
Yeah.
right.
And-
like Jack Sparrow coming in and just like on the ship, and then you just steps perfectly off in the day. You're like, okay, I
Yeah,
know who
that's
this
who
guy
that
like
is.
is.
Yep.
it's like
any
he's so cool on the outside. He's like has this epic moment. The soundtrack is like blasting behind you.
Yeah.
and he's like riding in on the boat, and then it pulls out, and you see that the boat is actually sinking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they do it so beautifully to where it's like you know the characters and their wants and needs, and then they make a decision that's like, oh shit, I didn't see that coming, but that makes sense to their character. Like all
Right.
their decisions or their wants, like jumping forward to like the third one when they have like that.
No, only I can do that.
Okay. when the three of them meet up on the island before the big war starts or whatever,
Yeah.
like that whole
6 of them?
switcheroo thing when you're like, who stands on what side, like that type of thing.
Yeah.
And I guess jumping backwards forward, like when they bring Barbosa in.
I don't know why that's so
when they bring Barbosa in for the second one, I love when movies or TV shows have a villain that's pretty sturdy, and then they turn him around and turn him into like a good guy.
Right.
To where it's
yeah.
like he's fighting on the good side, but
Like
you still are like,
Yeah, you don't trust
Piccolo,
that's
like Vegeta.
that's what I'm saying.
like
Like,
Tien,
like Darth
like basically
Vader.
all of Dragon Ball.
oh, that's why Dragon. I
Just
fucking
a
love
series of
Vegeta.
uneasy
Battle
alliances.
Royale.
Yeah, sort of. I guess.
Stadium
Yeah.
But
Stadium car.
It's sort of amazing that any of these characters trust anyone to do anything because
Right.
every single deal that is made
yeah.
Well,
is
they have no
in
choice.
some way. Yeah, that's true. They don't
Pirates.
really have
7?
a choice. But it's like, yeah, every single decision and deal that is made is like turned on its head in some
They-
way or form.
Mhm.
eventually.
they really stick to the pirates are pirates, like bloody
Yeah.
pirates. Like they really stick to that.
Well,
like everything is
yeah,
gonna be
because they have the
backstep.
code, and it's like they hammer this home in
more
the
of a guideline.
third
And then
one,
they don't
where
honor
it's
it.
like only like you can't trust the non-pirates because they don't have to stick to any code. We have to stick to a code,
Mhm.
But it's more of a guideline.
but it's more of
more
a
of a
guideline,
guideline.
but it's not really
And
Actual rules.
that's I guess more with the writing too, with how they do that, but also the like everything in between where there's really no like I'm like at least in the first one like no really boring part when there's dialogue. Like they write it so well. I mean, like Captain Jack Sparrow, like Johnny Depp's lines, he's doing like word sewing, smithing, where it's just constantly like I
Yeah.
can't even quote any of that stuff
Oh,
because he's
yeah.
like back and forth with
Yeah.
stuff.
when
but
he
it
goes
makes
on
sense.
his long tangent.
Really?
Yeah.
Fortunately, I know how to counter it. The man who did the waking was the man who was sleeping a drink. The man who was sleeping drinks it while listening to a proposition from the man who did the waking. I'll about do it.
really quippy, like
very
quick.
precise use of language.
Right,
Right.
exactly.
In the knowing, you realize that you don't actually know what is really being said, and like that kind
Yeah,
of stuff.
yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
yeah.
Yeah. Like that. It's just so beautifully done to where it's like that could be overdone, but they did it just enough to where it's like
Yeah,
Right.
I think there's a great example of that when Elizabeth Swann does the parlay, and she's on the boat with Barbosa, and I think she says kind of like one of those sentences where it's like very very wordy. And
Right.
Barbosa is just like, oh, I know that's a lot of big words there.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
he says something
Yeah.
like, "Well, I'm particularly disinclined to acquiesce."
Yeah,
your
yeah.
Your
request." And you're like,
request.
"Oh,
Yeah.
okay."
Yeah.
He's messing with her.
Yeah,
We're
like
not
you
but humble pirates.
You
Yeah.
expect
Yeah.
them to be
Fucking love
dumb,
that.
but they're like really
Yeah.
they're smart.
I am here to negotiate the cessation of hostilities against Port Royal.
There were a lot of long words in there, miss. We're not but humble pirates. What is it that you want?
I want you to leave and never come back.
I'm disinclined to acquiesce to your request. Means no.
I mean,
it's like she
there's
comes
the
from
They
like
gotta be clever.
aristocracy almost,
Right.
like, so she's just like very proper and educated,
Mhm.
and like he's like kind of turns that on its head.
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
and that stuff like keeps it so engaging that like all of these movies are 2.5 hours,
Mhm.
and none of them feel like 2.5
yeah,
hours.
they go by
Yeah.
quick.
They
yeah.
feel it's like
Third
I am
one,
not bored.
third one certainly felt like 3
Really,
hours. to
I
me.
don't see.
No,
Okay.
I don't think so.
I like. Yeah.
Well, you watched them all so close
You
together.
did,
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's probably.
I would be
that's
surprised
probably
if
my
it
mistake.
the
did.
last mile of a marathon that hurts.
Yeah.
Yeah, I again, like I think this one stands like head and shoulders above the others, but I still like the other
Shampoo
ones.
above
Which
the
one?
others.
Yeah.
This one, Curse of the Black
Oh,
Pearl.
the first. Okay.
Yeah.
The fourth one. Got
Yeah,
it.
when are we? What were we shooting for, like, on time? Because it's already like 9 o'clock. So like, we've spent like 40 minutes on
the
this one.
first one.
No, we started at like 8:30 because we did a lot of fucking bullshitting before.
Okay.
I don't know. This is the thing. I still feel like I have like a lot to say, but like maybe we can tie into the other ones.
I'm sure.
I just
like
wanna
once
say
we get to the third one, we can kind of like encapsulate.
Bounce back and
everything.
forth.
Yeah.
Go backwards, forwards. I have like 2 more things I want to say real quick.
No.
Fuck.
You screwed it up.
I meant to say this about the choreography earlier. Because I liked it so much, I think because at the time the only thing I had to compare it to was like Three Musketeers, and like the Man in the Iron Mask, and just like the
that's a
sword
good
fighting
one.
in that was just so like ting 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 ting.
Yeah.
There wasn't like
Yeah.
much, so this like blew it out of the water.
Well,
like
this one was like
fencing.
it went with the music. It was like dun 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 dun.
Yeah.
pause,
Yeah, yeah.
In the
dun, dun, dun.
blacksmith shop.
Yeah.
Yeah, especially.
That
Yeah,
was
it was
like
good.
that was like the piece de resistance, where it's just like, this is like what you're here for. But they kind of blow it early, but it feels like a lot of the biggest moments in the first one are like they bookend the entire thing.
Yeah.
There's a lot at the beginning and a lot at the end.
Yeah, they gotta
there's some
capture you.
spring- Yeah.
Yeah.
And hold on at the end, make you want more at the end.
And the music is just like so fucking perfect.
Yeah,
for
it's
it,
good.
too.
Yeah.
It's just
That-
so good.
That's what I was saying earlier. I think before we were recording with like the zombie walk at the bottom of the ocean, like the music in that scene when they're, it's just like, and the cinematography too, with how they're just like, you see them come out of the shadows underwater, and then just when they're moving, like their hair is kind of flowing, like it's like because it's underwater, and then they're all skeletons. They get under the ship, they turn back to human. Moonlight hits them again, they're skeleton again, and that music is like just so like,
That, like, thump.
terrifying.
Right.
Yeah.
I
And
fucking love that part.
That reminds me that like I forgot, like for like a mainline Disney series, these movies are like fairly gory and violent.
and
Yeah.
racy a little bit too.
Yeah,
There's
a little
bit.
bit. But
Yeah.
yeah,
Little bit.
there's some like pretty graphic scenes that I like kind of forgot about. That's
Yeah,
like,
there's a lady
damn.
gets headshot in the third movie.
Yeah.
like pretty early off.
Oh yeah.
yeah. There's a
Oh,
lot
yeah,
of
that's
stuff
right.
where it's just like, oh, I don't remember that.
And like when the mayor, like that, the zombie arm comes through the window and he just like pounds it off with a sledgehammer
Yeah.
and throws it in a drawer.
Right.
Yeah.
Like that's pretty. Yeah, and then when they all turn back to their curse wears off and they're all just kind of dying off and everything like that. Those fight scenes are pretty bloody and
Yeah.
gory for a
Yeah,
Disney
yeah.
movie.
Yeah.
And the other thing I had was kind of like cheesy lines, like the last line when Elizabeth is in the cave and I don't even know what brought it up, but she has a line that says, "You like pain? Try wearing a corset or whatever."
Yeah,
Croissant. And like when she says that, she's like, "You like pain?" And they like do a zoom up to her and she's like, "Try wearing a corset." And I'm just thinking, like, when the writers write that, are they like, this is gonna be kind of cheesy, but we got to do it, or they're like, we fucking killed that. Like,
Yeah.
that looks so dope.
I think that like, yeah, there's definitely movies that have those cheesy lines and they're not earned. But
guess
like
I'll say
this, like if they're earned,
Yeah.
it's okay if they're like overly cheesy.
Well, and it was
It's
a
like,
callback too, so it was like kind of
Yeah,
clever.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's
That's what I was gonna say. That's a perfect example of like that setup payoff.
Okay,
With,
yeah,
like,
it's not a random.
It's not like it doesn't influence the story, but it's like, oh, I get why she said that.
Yeah, it's not a random
Right.
like cool party. Like it's just
Yeah.
it's like it makes sense to like the rest of the movie, and it is
Right.
it's a huge payoff, and it was well deserved for sure. That makes sense.
It's one of the it's like it's fun and engaging because the rest of the movie is fun and engaging.
Mhm.
It's like, okay, that's corny, but hey, I'm just here having fun. If I'm watching Grey Gardens and then little Edie comes up to the camera within like 6 inches and says some fucking corny line, "Have you ever worn a corset?" I'd be like, fuck you. You
didn't
suck.
earn that.
You didn't earn that.
Um,
You didn't earn anything, you rich bitch.
you rich bitch.
I guess the only other thing I wanted to touch on was, and I mean we talked about him before, but just how much I love Barbossa as a villain.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, he's so fucking good.
Mhm.
That's
Like I think like every time I watch it, I'm like, he is like almost there with. I think Jack is just such. He's like I hate that this is like still like kind of cringe to reference this, but it's like a character like Heath Ledger's Joker, where it's just like it's just its
Oh, it's
own
iconic
thing.
for
Yeah.
sure.
It's
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
lightning in a bottle.
Yeah.
It's just you can't touch it. But like next to that, I think Barbossa is like
is like pretty high.
He's
up there.
he's
so
a
good.
way underrated villain. Like
Yeah.
he's super underrated as a
And
villain.
and I love him in the sequels too. I like him as an ally, but he's such a good villain.
I just you still get the villain feel even when he's an ally
Yeah,
because like
right.
when there's
There's still
shitty
the
stuff
backtrack.
happening, he's
Yeah.
like laughing about it. He's like, "There's no
Yeah.
turning back
I
now,
was
ladies."
I
Yeah.
was gonna say, 'cause, like when we
Yeah.
got this rum we're sponsored by Barbarossa Spice Rum. I was
Ponderosa.
excited because after watching the third one, I can see, especially now with like everybody's doing the Captain Jack Sparrow run as like a thing for like TikTok or whatever. It's like I can see where like the Jack Sparrow character can kind of get a little old. It doesn't really
Like
in the
in
first 3
4 and
movies, but yeah, and like
Well-
3 is like the perfect thing, but like the perfect amount of time for that character. But Barbossa, I just love, like low key, he might be my favorite character because he's just so fun every time.
Yeah.
Every time that you think that they're doomed, he's just like laughing, like ha ha ha.
Like,
Yeah, that's what I
one
was
of my
saying, yeah.
favorite.
He's got a
him
little
like
quote.
turning them into the maelstrom and just. I don't
Yeah.
I can't remember what he says, but he's like, "Dur, dur, dur, I don't give
Yeah.
a fuck." Ah.
Yeah, no, it's like there's no turning back now, mateys, and then he just like laughs and
Yeah.
it's
He
like
says, "The day you die is a day worth living. The day worth living for," or something like that.
Yeah.
Something really like
Yeah.
corny. He has like a lot of those those corny one-liners,
Yeah.
but they're so good.
yeah, and then he just like laughs afterwards. It's
Right.
so
Yeah,
fun.
they're like appropriate for the situation.
I saw there was a TikTok speaking into the running and everything. There was one where they did Baltimore as Jack Sparrow, Captain Jack Sparrow.
Was this a Dall-E?
No, it was a TikTok-y. Like it was just like the Baltimore lines when it's like the trending one now when it's like the boy who lived come to
Oh,
die,
yeah,
but they
yeah.
did it as Captain Jack Sparrow and it's
Yeah.
actually pretty fucking funny because they
Yeah.
did the whole word twisting thing with it.
Right.
So,
Yeah.
that was
I think
good.
the thing with Jack Sparrow, and to kind of piggyback off of the Heath Ledger Joker thing, I think the thing about that character is like it's very much like the Joker character. It's perfect for like the most annoying dudes at high school.
Yeah.
So like try to be like, oh, that guy's cool. I'm gonna be
Yeah.
like, I'm gonna try and be like that guy.
Maybe, but at the same time, you have to remember that like Napoleon Dynamite came out.
Yeah,
and
fair.
that's like what all those people like
Well, like-
really grasp onto.
And it's like Pirates is like that perfect movie where it's like it's that feeling you get when you walk out of a theater and you feel like your life has changed. I don't know if you guys have ever experienced that. Like you watch like a cool movie as like a young kid and you walk out and like the wind hits you in the parking lot and you're like,
Oh yeah.
like I feel so cool right now. 'cause,
Yeah.
like this movie was so cool.
the wind is on our side.
Yeah, and it's like that's how people probably felt about Jack Sparrow, and like they were
Yeah.
like they were walking around high school like doing his sort
Oh
of
yeah,
drunken mannerisms and shit.
he was
Yeah.
always a beloved character.
Yeah, I feel
in
like
my high school anyway.
people that would have idolized that would have been more towards the Will Turner character. Like they would have been more like savvy and like suave. And
I
shit
mean,
he
like
wasn't
that.
as cool.
He's
No,
not
Jack
as
Sparrow's
cool. He's
definitely
he's a little whiny.
He's
in
the
the
pretty.
first
He's a
one.
pretty boy though.
He is a pretty boy, but I mean Jack Sparrow is too kind of.
Yeah.
Like, he's,
And he doesn't care.
He's dirty.
Yeah,
he
that's what
doesn't
makes
have
him
to try.
an even
Yeah.
prettier boy. He doesn't
I can
try.
definitely remember as a kid, like you'd have like a floaty out in a pool, and you'd like jump on it and stand on it and try to do like the slow sinking.
Oh
I
yeah,
definitely
okay,
remember
yeah,
that.
yeah. Fuck, I remember doing that too.
Man.
That's funny.
Orlando Bloom went from Legolas to Will Turner.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah,
Which is
he
always so
downgraded.
weird. I didn't realize that until I think like 5-6 years ago that was the same person.
Oh yeah.
Really?
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
like I've watched Lord of the Rings a few times and Pirates of the Caribbean a few times and didn't really make that connection.
It's-
until-
Orlando
2-year
Bloom had a good run there for a
anniversary,
few
Lord of the
years.
Rings.
Yeah.
It's a
That's my vote
it's oh yeah, that's a good idea.
for next year.
We should make Lord of the
The
Rings the next
trilogy.
thing.
I was gonna say Harry Potter. I was gonna throw that in.
We're gonna have
earlier.
to set
Oh,
No,
Harry
we'll
Potter.
do-
We're gonna have
do-
to set aside 4 hours for that one.
Yeah.
No, we'll do the uncut trilogy of Lord of the Rings. We'll get a 12-hour day.
That's what I watch every time.
We'll do we'll
I don't
just
give a
do a
shit.
24-hour like film festival style, and we'll watch them for 12 hours, and then we'll record for 12 hours.
and we'll just call it uncircumcised.
Yeah.
I don't have as much love for the Harry Potter movies, so I mean I guess I would do it, but
No, Lord of the Rings.
We just
bro.
said we
Lord
said
of the
Lord
no.
Rings.
She said Harry Potter.
Oh.
I said Lord of the
She said
Rings.
Yeah, I said Harry
Nick said
Potter.
Harry Potter.
I did not.
Wait,
I said
what? Who said what?
I brought up
I
Harry
thought you
Potter.
did.
Everybody else was Lord of the Rings. I just threw it in there.
That reminds
Oh,
me
okay.
of the. I mean, that's the third one, but that like really good Mexican standoff where
Yeah.
like, there's even a part where like Barbossa like steps forward and he's pointing the guns like this, and then he goes like this.
Yeah.
So good. Like really subtle like touches like that.
I guess speaking of Barbossa being a good villain, I would like to lead into the second one by saying I think Davy Jones.
We got.
Are you saying? We got to do scores.
Hold on.
Dumb bitch.
Pause.
Who wants to start?
I will start.
Okay.
Oh hell yeah.
You'll start.
I'm just saying a number 1 to 10, right?
Yeah, and give a brief,
Give a little
brief.
Yeah, especially since you. I think we.
This was this was one of the movies I had on rotate that I would watch before bed when I was in like sophomore year. This was one of the ones, and I've seen this movie so many times. At least the first half, I would fall asleep to it all the time. It is great. It's a classic. It holds up so well. I would give it a 9.
Wow.
At least.
Okay.
Okay, I'll go. This movie is damn near perfect. This one's a 10 hands down. No fucking question.
Okay.
This movie is great. It's amazing.
Have you had a 10 before?
Oh yeah,
he said.
Okay.
Racerhead was one.
Paris, Texas.
Paris, Texas was another.
Okay.
I think
Was
that's
Amadeus?
Amadeus was
No.
like a
You said like
9.
9.
Yeah.
Or 9.
It's
Yeah,
just
maybe it was 9.
like Eraserhead and Paris, Texas are both kind of like they can have deep spiritual meetings, like just very not surface level, but then Pirates of the Caribbean, I feel like there's like
Matrix.
Matrix.
Oh
yeah.
shit.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, Matrix is the same thing where it has like a deep spiritual.
Yeah.
But still, like, I don't care. Like,
I'm like
I
kind
could
of
have-
the most hit or miss person when it comes
look,
to like movies.
I
I'm like,
have a 10. 10 out of 10 for me is Zodiac, but also Paddington too.
That's
So,
true. That's true.
I think it's not just one thing that appeals to me. With
What's your
movies.
rating for Pirates?
I'm glad I'm not the only one who didn't go with
Give
the
an
perfect
example.
score.
Why you give it a 10?
I did. I think this movie's amazing and it's great and I love it and I will watch it until my dying day.
Okay.
I mean, this thing, I kind of agree. Like, a day with Curse of Black Pearl is not a bad one. I don't know.
It's a day
what I
worth
was going
living
with.
for.
Yeah, sure.
It's
yeah.
worth
There we
living
go. Yeah, I think it's pretty amazing. There's some. I just noticed this time there was some I don't know. There was just something that was keeping me from giving. I really wanted to give this one a perfect score. That's the thing. I'm unlike a lot of other people. I want to love every movie I see, whether it's ironic or genuine, like, Fateful Findings or like a dud movie.
Yeah.
I want to love every movie I see. I know I love this movie, but there were just some little things. There was some and maybe it's because I'm such a fucking cynic about Disney. There were just some little things here and there that I was just seeing the corporate influence and little dumb kid jokes and I'm like, okay, it's understandable, it's a Disney movie, but at the same time it did kind of impede it a little bit for me, but outside of those little minor things I would agree with Travis, but because of that it's a 9 for me. I think it's fucking amazing.
Okay.
I was so worried we were going to go down the line and everybody else was going to give it a 10 and I was going to be the last one. I was going to oh fuck.
I can go next.
Yeah, go for it. Do it.
Yeah, I think I like how Kelly said how it holds up is very important with rewatching movies and how long they last, and with the fighting, the story, the writing, and rewatching this since 2003 and it still being I feel good after watching this, after spending a few hours watching this. But then how TJ said with those counteracting points where it's you see the stuff that's kind of ugh, that shouldn't have been in there. I don't know about that. I love this fucking movie. It's amazing. But I guess this will make sense more when we get down the line with other movies. I'm giving this one an 8.
Oh, you
Okay.
pussy.
Wait, did you give an example of how a part where you're could have done without that or
That's
something?
what I was wondering.
I would at least on my part, because he's just kind of echoing what I said. I really wish I had watched this one more recently because my issues were so minor, because I don't really I can't remember specifics. I just know they were there.
So that's a 10 and that's a 9 at least.
Is that what
No,
you're saying?
it's the stuff with Paddington or Norrington.
He's not in this movie.
Fucking holy shit!
What?
I really want Paddington to be in the Pirates. That would make all of them a 10 out of 10.
I think the guy with the eyeball and the other guy maybe a little
Rigetti and Pintel. Pintle.
Yeah, maybe that might be a little. That's definitely put in there for like, haha, his eyeball
Kids.
falls out, like kind
The
of
fork in the eye.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was probably some of it.
In
I like those characters.
the guards
but
that like Jag meets at the beginning, like I feel like they're pushed out way too long. Like they shouldn't be in there as much as they are.
That might be a good example. Like I still enjoy them, but it's just like that's what I mean. There's like a little bit of like
Yeah, I'm torn between a 9 and a 10. I was kind of going into it with a 9, but I also can't really think of anything that I noticed that was, because like you guys said that they don't feel like 2.5 hours, and I would agree with the first movie, but I think that also has to do with my viewing experience watching the last two like, back to back. I would say, shit, man.
Go 9.5.
I'm gonna go with a 10.
I didn't know we could do that because I would have said that.
I'll go with a 10. I think. Cool. I'll go with a 10.
10.
Wait,
that's like the Paul's brothers or something.
Yeah, like you said, everything.
I'm glad.
Like the setups and the payoffs, and I think this is also partially because of the hindsight with like the second and the third one, with like the plot was fairly straightforward to follow. You understood the whole coin, and they need the one coin to like lift the curse, but then like he takes the coin and he becomes a skeleton, and it's like this big reveal where it's like, oh shit, you think he gets stabbed, but then he did the thing,
right?
Like, you get the mechanics, right, and I think with the other two, you kind of it just falls apart a little bit, layers upon layers of just like more stuff that you're like, huh, my eyes kind of glaze over.
That's a
but
good
this
point.
movie has
I
perfect pacing and like mechanics of like how the curse works, and like all of that kind of stuff. Where that's where I'm at.
That's a good point. They like, it is kind of like an original idea. Like that curse is like kind of an original thing, as far as I know, and they explain it
like
and execute
culture,
it like.
But they don't.
Well.
They don't overdo the explaining. They make it very subtle. And so then when he like cuts himself and drops the coin, you're like, that makes sense. But they didn't like straight up say like, I need to cut my hand open when you throw me the coin, and I'm gonna drop it in the chest.
It's
and
mutually
it's gonna be
understood. It's an exposition dump, but it's one where you don't have to wipe when you're done.
Right. Yeah.
It's a clean dump.
Yeah.
That's a solid turd. Yeah.
It slides out, the water splashes, and it cleans your butthole.
Poseidon's kiss.
Yeah.
I feel like they have a good balance of like the audience knowing what's going on without like the characters necessarily knowing, and then sometimes where the characters know and the audience doesn't know.
Yeah, it doesn't. Yeah, I can see where like 2 and 3 you could maybe argue that like this could be in the wrap up part, but like that they try to like
3 especially
convolute it a little bit more, like almost like the Ocean's 12 and 13 where it's like we've got to one up the last one.
Yeah, that always happens.
You didn't need to do that. It's like just give me more of the same shit, dude.
All right, let's take a quick break.
We are
it's
dark. We are dark.
Yeah, I'm thinking we're back. The captain be acting a bit strange. That's like one of my favorite parts of the second movie. He just like there's like 4 ellipses and then he goes
My favorite part, and I'll see if I can do this right, is when they say something to Davy Jones about like, oh yeah, but what about the price? And he goes, price.
Okay, all right. So that was I had this in my notes because he does that a few times. Like
we're talking Dead Man's Chest, baby. That's the second movie.
He does that a few times throughout the movie. Like I'm pretty sure he does like or like he has these. I wrote it down. He has ticks. Like even the CGI ticks with his tentacles or like that little like air bubble thing that's on his face. Like that. That's why I was saying like I think Davy Jones is my favorite Pirates character.
Really?
Because like
he's great too.
Is it Bill Nighy? Is that
Bill Nighy?
Yeah. Okay, like just the way his voice.
Rattlesnake Jake.
Yeah, this is Dead Man's Chest, aka Captain Jack Rango versus
I should have done Davy Jones.
Snaky Jones.
Damn, I didn't even make that connection. I didn't know that. Okay, so that makes sense. Just like the way his mannerisms are so fucking perfect, and like that, how he's in a serious mode, but then just that. Thing. It's so fucking amazing. It's so
I love Davy Jones.
I thought he was a little like CGI-y.
Oh yeah, I mean it's 2006.
Yeah, I mean
it's
definitely CGI. What are you saying? What do you mean?
It bothered me a little bit, like that it wasn't as. I don't know. I know
like,
it was old, and that's
I think
what
I get which like it's hard. It's kind of harder to connect to a fully CGI. Like he's harder to take seriously or to connect to than Barbossa because Barbossa is a human person.
Yeah,
is that what you're saying?
I think maybe they could like you get
kinda.
Who's the puppeteer guy?
Jim Henson.
If they would have made Davy Jones a puppet, Like I think
I
maybe that
don't
would've been
see.
better.
Okay,
Muppet Treasure Island X Pirates of the
Oh.
Caribbean. Holy fucking shit, dude.
With Paddington.
with Paddington.
And
Oh,
Tim
this
Curry.
Is perfect. I didn't notice that.
Yeah, that's why I got it.
Yeah.
It's called Zombie Dust, by the way. We're not in the first movie anymore.
Oh,
but-
I also meant
Yeah.
to say earlier when you said you were really into this trilogy when you were younger, hard to tell with
yeah.
how you're dressed.
I had to do it. Yeah. No, I was gonna say for the time that this movie came out, and I guess I'm speaking from somebody who watched this 5 times in the theater, so I was alive when this came out. It was really good.
Was anyone here not?
It was no. I mean, maybe there's some young listeners out there. I don't know.
Maybe
Okay.
Daisy and Pitt.
Yeah. It's true.
Well, I guess I should say I was of like conscious mind. I wasn't like 10 when this came out, and I was like, yeah,
He's
I want to go see Star Wars. I mean, Pirates.
What are you
I was.
doing?
I'm bringing it back.
You're doing it on purpose now, though.
yeah,
so
I'm bringing it back.
different.
It's the 1 year anniversary.
Was
so
that
I
a
gotta-
direct attack or was that just random? Because I literally was like 11 when this came out.
No, that's what I'm saying. I was like I don't know 16 when this one came out,
Yeah.
17, and like
You'd have been 18, 17,
it's
18.
I feel like this CGI
bitch.
is like really well done, especially for the time.
Mhm.
Like, and
Yeah.
it still
No,
like
I
holds
would
up.
agree.
Yeah.
I feel
Yeah,
like
no,
it
it's
almost
solid.
seems like at a certain point CGI has gotten worse, but like
Because
it's
I
really good.
thinking
No,
about like
I do too.
how
I
David
think it's pretty good.
Davy Jeans, how David Jones looks in
DV
this.
jeans.
Davy Jeans, how he looks in this, and then like I guess the rest of the crew, and then thinking that this was 2006. That like, see, it looks fucking good
Yeah.
because it looks like it could
Yeah, it
be
does.
on par with 2020 CGI, pretty much.
There's some of the crew that
Right.
kind of look
Is
shitty.
They
not
overdid
but the
that.
well,
important-
say-
the important characters.
I would
Davy
say
Jones
more
and he
so in the
looks good.
first movie. Like,
Yeah.
it wasn't shitty,
Yeah.
but I would
It's-
say all of like the skeleton,
Yeah.
like zombified crewmates, it was very, very obviously like CGI.
Yeah.
I mean,
and I was
it's
like,
still
it's
good.
obvious.
It's
But
good.
I
It's
thought
good.
it was
For the time.
better than Davy Jones personally, and I think like
Oh, no way.
Bootstrap
Davy
Bill, like
Jones
his
is
Davy Jones is good.
barnacles and stuff. I think that was like makeup and stuff.
Yeah,
I don't
that
think
was.
Oh yeah, it
CGI.
was.
that was-
but
that was
see,
practical.
my thing, at least with the second and third one, I guess, is that like there's sometimes there is like it's hard to separate like characters from the ship. It almost reminds me of like the first Transformers movie when they're fighting, and it's like you cannot tell like what is
What's
what.
going
It's
on.
just like plates,
it's
sheets of
entirely
metal.
computer generated.
Yeah.
You're saying that about 2 and 3? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, there's
Then-
sometimes
okay.
with like like there's the Hammerhead guy, and they
and
all
also
have, like,
the ship is like covered in barnacles.
Right,
yeah.
It's like
but
cursed
it kind
with
of
the same thing.
Yeah.
fits it because they're always like,
Part of the ship.
You're part of the ship.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
true.
So they kind of blend in with the ship, and
Yeah.
I don't know. I think it's fine. It's good. It's
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
it's,
It's
I
fine.
think
I
I think
would
it's
agree.
solid, and I think Davy Jones looks really good, and he's the most important part. So
Yeah.
it doesn't those little the crew that maybe looks a little shitty doesn't bother me.
I
Right.
think it looks shitty because they tried to do too much. Like someone created Davy Jones and like how he looks, and you're like, oh, that fucks. And then they try to do like the Hammerhead and then the Shellhead guy, and they're like
The
let's
Shellhead
just-
guy in particular.
Yeah, they're just like,
Pretty
let's go
bad.
all out with this, and then like because the rest of the crew just looks like a whole bunch of like it just looks shitty. Like I do agree with you on that. Like, but it's not so much the CGI; it's just the character design. I think it's just how they
Could be
designed this
that,
character
yeah.
because they could have done so much more with how they incorporated like Davy Jones as like an octopus or squid, whatever he's supposed to be. Like
looks with his beard. and,
right,
like,
but then
yeah.
with the Hammerhead and the Shell guy, they just made it so just straight up forward. There was no trying to fit it into like being a human with these little perks. It was just straight up, this guy has a shell on his face.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like Pokemon. Like they run out of
But-
ideas for Pokemon. They just make like a heart.
A bag of
yeah,
trash.
ice cream.
And that's
Yeah.
Hey, I love
Trubbish and Garbo.
Trubbish is my favorite.
Those are ones that
Pokemon.
they're always like, oh, Gen 5, the ice cream Pokemon.
I had to
the
bring it.
garbage Pokemon. But like,
All right, I'm on your side. I love Trubbish. Trubbish is.
I like
think
Trubbish too.
Trubbish is like my favorite Pokemon.
But
Yeah.
like,
But
I
you
mean,
gotta
like
admit
Gen.
they ran out of ideas when they created that guy.
Oh
That's
yeah,
a
they
Korean-
didn't.
what
They
is
didn't
wrong
run
with
out
that?
of. They
All right,
they
not
didn't
that one,
run
but
out of
there's
ideas
others.
in Gen 1 when they're like, oh, what's our water starter gonna be? A fucking turtle.
Yeah.
Like that's it.
with
What's
water
Squirtle?
guns on
Get
his
fucking
back.
dunked
Yeah.
on.
I am saying that Squirtle,
Dance, puppets dance.
Squirtle family up through Blastos, they're great too. I'm just saying, like, I don't think there's any big like deterioration
Right.
between Squirtle
Right.
and Trubbish.
Right.
Speaking
And
of
into
Squirtle,
Klefki, and you get your
when the
Gen 7 with like
Kraken
Tapu Koko,
Yeah.
the
comes
Tapu-
out of the
Island
water.
Guardians.
and crack stuff.
All right, well, back to
And then
pirates.
that all came from Kate Bush. That's what you guys don't see.
Hell yeah.
No, I
I'm
love
behind
David
this.
Jones. Like just the whole look of him and the feel of him, and I don't know. I just think he's hands down my favorite.
See, I guess to me that's character design and not CGI. Like I think maybe in like probably not in the
It's both.
too distant
It's
future.
design, CGI, and performance.
Mhm.
No,
So-
I'm just
I said
saying
both and then listed two
that
things.
what their complaints is more. I think is
Oh,
more
gotcha.
character design than CGI.
Okay.
Yes, yeah,
I think that in like probably the next 5 to 10 years, they'll be able to make CGI that's like very, very convincing. They're already kind of like on the cusp of it. And I think like 10 years after that, we'll be so used to seeing really, really good CGI that going back and seeing this
Yeah.
might make us go like,
Oh,
Yeah.
well, yeah.
oh yeah,
Maybe
that's
Yeah.
not
Right now,
great.
kind
But
of
like,
thing.
I think it looks really good, even if it was made today. I think it's
I do
really
yeah,
good.
yeah, for sure.
And like one of the most important things about CG that a lot of movies don't really focus on is making it feel real.
Mhm.
Like you have to give these computer generated images like density and like,
like
a
the
physical
ticks.
presence.
It's the ticks of
But I'm seeing like literally like
His tentacles are moving like
interacting
through.
Right.
It's
Yeah,
not,
yeah.
where he grabs somebody with his claw arm
Yeah.
and stuff. Like it feels like
Yeah,
you know.
the tentacles, they like reveal part of his character. They reveal
Right.
some of his emotion, because sometimes like some of the emotionality of like an actor, like Benedict Cumberbatch when he was like Smog for Hobbit, like
I
he
love
was,
watching
like
Smog
the mocap shit. Like
Yeah.
he's like doing all this like stuff, and he's already got a fucked up face, and he's fucking it up even more. And
Yeah.
you don't see that when he's the dragon.
Yeah.
Right.
But in
That's why
this,
it's so funny.
they can convey it using other means like the tentacles.
You
and
Yeah.
see
stuff,
his face under this.
Right.
Yeah, yeah,
When
yeah.
he gets like emotional or worked up with something, like he kind of like vibrates. Like he's like,
Yeah.
and right.
although like his tentacles like vibrate.
Yeah. yeah. Yeah, you should see
I'm
when
upset.
I'm upset. I'm
I
gonna
did not
come.
hear- I didn't catch the pops at all.
He didn't.
Yeah,
Oh,
they're
man.
very
I only remember
Price
one.
one was so good.
Yeah,
That was
yeah.
my
Those
favorite.
are my favorite.
Yeah, he's always kind of like, it looks like he's chewing cud at some, like he's always
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's
his
good.
snarl face is
to
pretty good.
to the point, like Davy Jones is also like so iconic, I think, in the sense that like
Yeah.
when in the third one, jumping ahead and jumping forward to go backwards,
All right.
when what's her name, Calypso, like touches him. Calypso.
That's how you should do the title. Give me on shield.
Yeah, you're just doing the man from another world in Twin Peaks. You're doing,
Oh,
Let's
yeah.
rock. When they reveal, when she like takes the curse away, and you just see Bill Nighy, I'm like, that dude looks like he looks like the pastor from that one GIF where it's like, wow.
Wow. This
Oh,
guy
okay.
knows.
He's just
Was
like
that Bill
he's-
Nighy?
Yeah.
Okay.
He's just like too like, he doesn't, like Barbosa has like the fucked up teeth, and
he has like acne marks almost, like he has
Yeah.
scars on his face.
and
yeah.
Jack Sparrow has like some kind of like syphilis or
Yeah.
like hepatitis on his face.
Oh, down the chin. Or
Yeah,
the
they've got
jaw.
like fucked up shit, and then he comes on and he looks like all clean shit. He not clean
Yeah.
shaven, but like he's all like groomed, and it's weird. But like I hated that part. I
yeah,
hated that part.
that's a whole. The third one.
But that's the third one.
like
I
I,
guess.
part.
like it reversed the. Yeah. Third
I
one.
like the what the scene does. I just hate that part where you see his face. Cause
I guess I just think it's cool to be like, that's Bill Nighy.
oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
Chips Ahoy. I like
the
your
one
socks, I
day
just
he
realized
had
that
on
you-
set where he didn't have to put on a bunch
Yeah.
of mocap shit.
Yeah, that's
like,
that
oh,
was
thank
all
God.
that's all he was playing
Except
off of in
what
that
if they
scene.
mocap
That's how he
that
did
too?
his emotion out.
Well,
They put the mocap shit on to mocap his normal face.
well, they
Honestly,
it was
they might have.
probably worse because mocap he just had to put on this like like
like a
like
bodysuit.
leotard
Yeah. Oh,
thing.
yeah.
But this he had to like have like makeup and
Oh, actually,
and
you know
what?
That's a good
beard
point.
and long hair
Yeah,
and
that was
shit.
probably the worst day for him.
That's probably why he doesn't have fucked up shit on his face. He's like, nah, too much.
Yeah,
too
fuck
much.
all that. Just put this beard on me and let me go.
Can we just
Fuck.
do the mocap? Because
Yeah.
I don't like this.
No, the and then like I guess the CGI when Will is, this is kind of right in the middle, when Will like gets the key from Davy Jones and it's like in the tentacle, it's kind of like sleeping.
Oh yeah.
He does an Indiana Jones thing there.
Yeah.
He does. Oh fuck yeah, that's right. He does. Totally. So this is pretty much just Pirates Indiana Jones.
Right.
Damn.
I mean, it's Disney, so.
Much like how Kate Bush influenced the
Shut the
music
fuck
industry,
up.
Indiana Jones.
I thought that part,
influenced-
by the way, was pretty unbelievable that he didn't wake up through all that.
Yeah,
thought that part was unbelievable, but I believed all the other stuff.
Pretty much, yeah. That was the one part.
Well,
that
I will
heard.
say,
Yeah, she was complaining about that.
I mean, I will say,
which I can see it. but-
I did have the sort of same thoughts that I had when we did the original Matrix trilogy, where I was like, this makes the first one seem way more grounded in reality.
Yeah.
And then the third one, I was like, this makes the second one seem way more grounded in reality.
I was thinking about that too. I was like,
And
yeah,
like, I'll be the Debbie Downer here. I'll be the party pooper. I feel like some of these like action set pieces overstayed their welcome a little bit. The wheel, where they're like going through the entire
Yeah.
forest in the wheel,
Yeah.
and then
I agree.
I don't know. I feel like this. I feel like this. The first one, I really do feel like earned its runtime, and then this one,
A little too
I
much
was
wheel.
like, this. It
I
doesn't
agree.
have to be 2.5 hours. Some of the action scenes don't have to be this long.
Okay, Travis.
This is okay. I did say that the climax of this would be like a whole thing for me because
It's Jackie Chan. It's like a Jackie Chan ass fight.
well, this is the thing is like I'm not as positive on this movie. Not again. I was saying that I like the first one like so much more. But I think the action is where this movie still shines for me, and I think that I was including that when I was talking about the first one having dynamic, great actions. Like I love the climax of this movie. It's hands down. It's like it might be like the only part where I am like truly like really invested in this movie and the story. Because my big issues with this one is that the plot is so fucking disjointed from the jump. Where it starts off is just such a strange place, and then you're jumping around between all these different storylines, and it doesn't work as well as the first one, where it's able to tie everything in.
Yep.
This is just like it's bouncing around. It's really hard to kind of piece everything together. Individually, the scenes are like, okay, I get why they're doing this, but how did they get here in the first place and blah, blah, blah. But then you get to that climax, and it's like, okay, now I know why these people are here.
Right.
Now I know what Norrington wants the chest for. I know why Will wants it.
Yeah.
I know why Jack wants it.
yeah.
Again, it's the same thing with like the end of the first one. You know everybody's motivation.
Yeah.
You know everybody's goals. And it's great. I love the climax of this movie.
Yeah.
But it's everything before it that just like is so
Well, that's the payoff.
not as good.
Build up
It
in the
is.
payoff.
Yeah, but the
Does
thing
it
is with
pay
the
off?
first
It's
one
a
is
dry jerk.
the thing is with the
my
first one is
favorite.
like the build up is also good.
Yeah,
You know, a good payoff doesn't justify a mid.
I don't know,
setup.
but that's just I like the
Both things can be good.
I like that you kind of make all those connections at that scene when they're all thinking like they finally find the chest, and like that whatever the fuck he has.
Nottingham.
Yeah, Nordingham. He has like that moment.
Nice.
There's like that
Remember his
Nordstrom track.
Burlington Coat Factory. There's that moment where it's kind of like a pause on him when you can tell he's thinking about what to do, and you're like, oh, don't do it. Like it's like everything's kind of adding up, and you're realizing it right there. That's why I like that build up. But I guess I do understand. Okay, with that too, like the disjointedness, the whole like Captain Jack Sparrow and Elizabeth Swann type of love thing that's going on. Like they make it super real in the second one. Like the first one, it was kind of more of a joke. Like, oh, we would never work out or whatever. The second one, it's sort of like Elizabeth actually has feelings for Jack Sparrow.
I don't really care about that.
That's
to
what I'm
be
saying.
honest.
Is like that's
I don't give a shit
it
about
doesn't
their
make
romance.
sense. It doesn't fucking make sense.
Well-
It's one of the plot lines a little bit, and it's forced. It doesn't really fit in with the rest of it.
Are you
Yeah, it's like a
referring to
cow.
the scene where she like kisses him to handcuff him to the thing?
Well,
I think
okay,
you're saying
well,
that
that was-
throughout. It happens throughout. There's
Yeah.
little
There's
moments
subtle-
throughout.
yeah.
Like when she
That is the payoff.
Are you talking about when they're on the island and they're like drinking the rum together and they're kind
That's
of
in
like
the
being
first
a
one.
little flirt? No, I know.
Okay.
That's like the start of the.
That's kind. I guess that's
more of a
that's
joke.
the cute scene they have in the first one. So
Yeah.
then people watch it and they're like, "Ooh, there should be more of them together."
Yeah.
And then in
Yeah.
the second one, they're like, "Yeah, right, yeah."
They
yeah.
make it serious, yeah, because then like she has the compass and it points to Jack when she opens it.
No, it points to Jack because he betrayed Will.
Like, it's the compass shows what you want most.
Yeah, it points to Jack
Because
she wants
because
to
he
redeem
says,
herself.
"Don't you want to know who
I
did
thought.
this?" It points to Will or it points to Jack because she wants to know.
The-
That's the thing that she wants.
The way I saw it in the movie is like
know
they're
what it
trying to
says?
make you like think that she like wants him.
Oh,
Yes.
maybe that's
It
not
is
how
100% that is what they're conveying because she shuts it real quick and she's like looks ashamed. She's like,
Yeah, because it
Yeah.
was like it was around the scene when they had that like whole when he was like she was like, you know, Will taught me how to use a sword, and he was like, convince me, and she just like looked at him, and then he was like,
Yeah.
like I said, like, oh, persuade me, and it got real like sexual tensiony, and I'm like,
Yes,
this
definitely.
is stupid. Like
The
this
whole-
Put
the
his
whole
soul in this.
I don't-
Jack, the letter's given back.
No. Persuade me.
You do know Will taught me how to handle a sword.
As I said, persuade me.
So you never wondered how your latest fiancé ended up on the Flying Dutchman in the first place?
I don't agree with the stupid part, but I like
that?
I think it's fairly believable because she's been like a shut-in basically her whole life, and then she's exposed to this like the bad boy, and she's
Yeah.
like, okay, why is my corset wet? I don't get this, and then
Okay.
I don't think.
I don't think that's how it works. Is it boob sweat? Is that why it's wet?
no, like that's how bad it is. It's going like
It's going up.
saturating
Okay.
Up,
everything.
okay,
Okay.
yeah, that definitely makes a whole lot of sense.
No, but for me, like that was like definitely a big part of why. I mean, it ends on such a good like obviously, I guess looking back at it, you think like they're gonna make a third one. Obviously, Jack's not gonna be dead forever. He's
Right.
gonna come back like almost immediately, which he does. But in watching the second one, having that like awesome like cliffhanger where he has like
It's The
his-
Empire Strikes Back.
Yeah, he like has his turn where he's like, you know what, I'm like he could have just like jumped off of the ship. But he went right at the Kraken.
That was a very fucking dope scene.
Yeah,
Just slow motion, just like because well, actually, it was kind of out of character though, a little bit.
yeah,
With
that's
how
the-
heroic it looked.
right. That's why I think it's there's development there.
Right.
Yeah,
He's
yeah.
growing.
I do think that CGI doesn't look good because like when he like
Mhm.
does this thing and then he goes in.
I
and
always
it's
tell
think
it's
that,
like
I always
plastered.
think
It
that
looks
looks so
plastered
weird.
as
he
fuck,
looks like
yeah.
he's just like walking through a door. Like it
Yeah.
looks really that part does not look great.
I always think
It's
when
no
there's
pee hole in the boys.
Right.
Oh
Yeah.
my did you guys talk about that already on
Yes.
Oh,
Yeah.
boy.
Fuck me. All right.
Yeah, the part. Yeah, he's like, he does the hero shot, and I always think he's gonna jump, and then he just walks in. It always throws me off. It's so weird.
it's so fucking weird. But I do like because throughout the whole movie they're always saying how the Kraken has like terrible breath. Like you can smell the Kraken
Yeah.
or whatever, and then
Right.
like, it roars at him. He's like, what is like not so
Not that bad.
Not that
Yeah.
bad. Yeah.
Payoff setup. Payoff setup.
Yeah.
Yeah. Exactly.
Or other way around.
Payoff setup. Payoff
Setup.
setup. Yeah.
Yeah.
You get the payoff before you know it's set up.
Yeah.
I do
That's-
want to make special note that Norrington, without all of his shit on his face,
Sexy as fuck.
yeah,
With a beard.
yeah, non royalty Norrington. I was like, hot damn.
Yeah.
In that
Oh.
fucking pig shit. I
Real
love
Miles
that.
Teller from Top Gun.
But there was like
Have you seen Whiplash?
there was,
I
there
have
was a
seen
part.
Whiplash.
I think it was
Yeah.
right before that scene when like they all have the chest
Yeah.
and when they're like all at the chest and like I was watching it and like I almost didn't even like recognize him
Mhm.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
and
yeah.
I was like watching, I was like, who's that hunky dude? And
Yeah.
Chloe's like, that's Norrington.
Oh,
It's
see,
like, oh
and
shit.
I noticed now he remembers his name.
Now that he's hunky.
Yeah.
No, but then he goes back to it in the third one, and he looks like shit again. It's
Yeah,
weird because you're like, oh,
yeah.
maybe he just developed, like, lost some weight, gained some weight, whatever. He looks good in the second one, and you're like, oh, it's straight up just a beard and a wig that makes him look like shit.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
he's Norrington
Or no
when he's
beards.
hot, and when he's not, he's Burlington Coat Factory.
Yeah.
Exactly.
He's
Norrington and
TJ
Maxx. Another issue I have with this one, sorry, is I think that there's, and I'm gonna go back on this in the third one a bit, and kind of if we do like a sort of encapsulation thing, but I think this movie has it's callback overkill, and what got me was when Pintle and Rigetti they first appear on the rowboat, and the prison dog is with them, and the prison dog still has the keychain in his mouth.
Yeah, that annoyed me too.
Because that's the thing that people remember, and it's like,
Why does it always happen?
I don't know.
Yeah.
And don't they do a callback when
I'm
they
just
say
saying- I'm
"hello, puppet" to the dog or something?
Yeah.
Right?
Well, there's
says,
there's
"I love
things in
puppets."
between like
So
that. That's
what?
fine. Like there are some that I like when Jack leaves Will and Norrington on the wheel, and he's like, "I'm still rooting for you, mate." Like that was one. Like that was a good one.
Yeah,
But
that was-
so it's not across the board. Any callback in
The
this
one
movie
that-
is bad.
The one that made me cringe was when both Will and Elizabeth overly corrected. It's Captain.
Oh, yeah.
I was
yeah.
like,
that was in the very beginning, wasn't it? Yeah, when they were, like, arrested.
I was like,
See, to me,
get it? Because remember?
I feel like it would be hard to watch this one in like a vacuum because there's clearly some backstory to it. But to me, it's the same energy, the same stuff that they did in the first one. It's just like I feel like it doesn't like it. It's that thing where people want it to like evolve and change and not have that same. Because I feel like some of those scenes could have been in the first one, and everybody would be like, "Yeah, I remember that when I was a kid, and it stuck with me, and I love that. Oh, it's funny." And
yeah,
but,
except like the plot of the first one is like coherent.
It's so tight.
throughout.
It's
And,
so
like,
tight.
Well,
What's wrong?
I was going to say that earlier. With this one, it like they were writing 2 and 3 as one.
Yeah.
So it was like
yeah.
that's why I didn't feel as complete is because like 2 was a setup for the payoff in 3.
No, you can't. But like that's the thing is like this one had like an ending and a climax, and like this movie was leading to that. I understood that at the end, but like just because I understand where the story ends up, it doesn't mean that all the how the pieces fit together don't
Yeah.
necessarily work. Like it's a simple enough story, and I get that, but still the way that it is hodgepodge together is not great.
Going back on callbacks,
And also, I really don't give a shit about the Jack Sparrow and Elizabeth romance.
that was my point. Is like I don't give a shit about it either. It's not like worth it. But the going backwards to go forward, the callback in 3,
so stupid.
the peak of callbacks with the dog and like the lines is when the dog shows up at the meeting. What do they call them? The 9 pieces of 8. The
8. Yeah,
the-
pieces of 8.
Well, the pirates.
The pirate
Oh, the
committee.
no, the
Why can't I think
pirate
of that?
guild of
Pirates.
of ethnically diverse pirates.
4 minutes of 2.
The 4 minute, whatever the fuck that was called. They were there, and the dog shows up, and the 2 guys, like the one guy with the eyeball and the other guy, they were like, "What? How?"
Penn and Teller.
Yeah, Penn and Teller, and Captain Jack Sparrow was like sea turtles, because they were questioning how the dog was there because last time you
Sure.
saw him was
I
on the
did-
island.
I
And
did
he-
like that.
You
That was
like
good.
that? That was like the pinnacle of
It
like
was-
bad callbacks
It,
because
it was kind of, but
They do that with
It felt earned. It felt
Shmee,
more organic. I guess.
Shmee. What about Shmee? What's the dude's name? The sidekick.
Gibbs.
Gibbs. At the very end, after
Mr. Gibbs.
Jack I'm talking the third one. Going forward to go back. He's like, oh, they're like, oh, he's like, oh, I got a ship, and they're like, oh, where's your ship? And it's, oh, they stole it.
Oh,
and then,
yeah,
and
yeah.
then Gibbs is like, he goes to like take the women. He's like,
I love that.
and he's like, so what do you guys know about sea turtles? And
Yeah.
he's like gonna steal the story.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I just touching on before the backwards thing.
2 steps forward.
I
steps
love
backwards.
that
man,
like
the
their last
backwards man.
interaction is them being like, "Yeah, dude, you're my bro. I'm your bro."
Yeah.
I'm gonna go fuck these 2 chicks. See you later.
Sweet. I'm gonna
Jim's gonna
go
smash.
sail in this tiny boat.
Did you guys watch the post-credit sequences?
I was just
I
literally
know I didn't, but I know them.
I have that in my notes because and I was talking about like the dog, like you see him at the end, like he's the king of that island that Jack Sparrow's the king of.
Yeah.
I was gonna say Pirates of the Caribbean has to have hands down all-time worst post-credits of all time.
What?
Well,
what? That's
so bad.
That's before like modern day where like they had to set up something. This was back when like end credit scenes could just be like
A
things that
monkey
didn't really
screaming
mean
at the
anything.
camera.
It's just joke. Well, that sort of foreshadows Barbossa coming back, which he does.
Right.
That was a good
or
one.
just
that was a good post.
or
Was
just
it-
Jack still being immortal.
What
in
about
other
the
ones.
fucking
Right.
the second one when it's just the dog
Yeah,
sitting
it's-
on the fucking?
It's kind of a joke, but it's also because
It answers a little.
I literally I
unanswered
watched
thing in
the
movie.
whole credits to get to that. It's not
Yeah.
worth it.
You
Yeah.
can fast
you can-
But
forward.
think about seeing it
taken.
in the theater. Think about
wait
sitting
all
through that in the
that
theater.
time.
You wait all that time to see a fucking monkey
Yeah,
scream at
it's
the
for-
camera and
it's
then
for
a dog
nerds.
screaming at the dog.
Marvel
It's for
tag
nerds.
there is. They're all fucking boring. Like, oh, they already end the movie on a cliffhanger, and then they're like, oh, watch the credits, and then at the end we're gonna give you another cliffhanger.
Yeah.
I'm not comparing it to Marvel because like that. Yeah, that's
It
they
predates it almost.
You kind of need the
definitely
Marvel like
predates it.
post credits to like see where it's going next.
That's
I'm
going
just like
really forward to go back.
Yeah.
yeah. Well, I'm going back to go a little bit back to go forward a little bit, but then
Okay.
also go a
That's
little
jumping.
diagonal.
That's
You know what I'm
jumping
saying?
universes and time.
He zigs and
Yeah,
zags.
I'm
space and
moving
time.
dimensions to go backwards and up
playing
at the
4D
same
chess.
time. Yeah. So, but I don't know. I just
I
think the
really
post
thought
credits.
we would get farther into this rum, and we probably should.
I'm gonna bring you all into my streaming service bitching corner.
Okay.
'Cause I'm pretty sure I bitched about this the first time
I'm gonna
we brought this up, but and I haven't tested this out, and I'd be curious to test it out with other movies on the Disney Plus app that have post-credit sequences. Oh, we're watching him. Whoa! Oh, look at him go! Look at him go! If you Disney Plus, at least the app on Apple TV, when it gets to a certain point in the credits, it does that thing where it goes into the corner and it's little, and then it's like, hey, you want to watch something else next, right? We know what you want to watch next. And you have to like navigate back over to it and then click on it to bring it back up to full screen. And then, but it's like, I don't get that. Because if like these movies have like these post-credit sequences that are like important, I just thought it was really annoying that I had to like go out of my way to try and watch this post-credit sequence. I think the first time I did that when I watched Pirates like a year ago, I got so frustrated with it that I just went to YouTube and looked it up because I didn't want to try and deal with scrubbing through the credits and having to deal with the streaming service bullshit.
Well,
I did the
yeah,
same thing with
that
Disney
happened.
Plus because they do
Yeah.
that same shit where it's like halfway through, or not even halfway, like a quarter through the credits, they make it minimized and they're like, "Hey, watch the next one."
Wait, on Disney Plus? That's so crazy because they're the ones who they're like the kings of the post-credit.
Right.
scene.
That's
That's
what I'm.
Marvel,
Like
yeah.
Nick was saying, like if it's so important, they would like make it known that
Yeah.
hey, stick around for this.
Yeah.
But like they minimize it. I did the same shit where I was like, I want to watch the end of this, so I was fast forwarding through it and I stopped it and immediately went to the minimize and I was like, no, go back to the screen and I
Yep.
clicked on it and it just started the next movie and I was
Yep.
like, fuck.
The same
Like,
exact thing happened
it's so
with me.
annoying.
That's why I think I hate it so much is because I had to go through so much
that's-
just to watch that little
This is
scene.
your
Setup was
trauma.
not
Like,
worth
I
the
had to-
payoff.
In Disney's
So it wasn't worth the payoff.
nice callback. In like Disney's fucking like
That's a setup and payoff.
they're
That's how you go forward
What do,
to
you-
go
what do you
back.
call it? They're like
Yeah,
operating system with
interface. or
fast
whatever.
forwarding to interface. The kind of you have a problem with like HBO Max's interface, like the
Yeah.
Oh,
the,
UI is what you're talking about.
Yes,
Yeah.
UI.
the
Yeah,
fast
that is
forwarding
the-
through Disney Plus is so painstaking because the fact that I started the next movie and I wanted to go back to the last one, I had to restart the last one and fast forward through the whole thing.
Yep.
And it literally
Yeah.
it takes like this is first world problems. It takes like a few minutes to get through a few hours of a
That's
movie,
Yeah.
but then get to the final credits and be able to time it enough to where it doesn't minimize the screen and you're still right there just to see a fucking monkey.
I mean,
Do-
it's
do what-
like that's your fault for not.
I'm not
Just
bitching
look it
about.
up on
I know
YouTube.
that's my fault.
DVD,
I-
one of the greatest trilogies of all time.
I'm not
like,
bitching
just
about the
like-
quality of the post-credit sequence. I just want to make that clear. I thought it was fine. I was bitching about the fact that
the
it's like
CGI.
it's such a convoluted way to get to it when it's like
On-
that's your
yeah.
whole thing. And I would be curious to test it out on like Marvel movies that have those very important ones where it's like, do they minimize the screen? It's like, well, you're missing out on crucial information that sets up other things. I'm assuming that they're important, crucial information.
It's 'cause
Usually,
they
That's
have
a good point.
oh my god.
You should just. I was gonna go to. What? Because that happened with the last movie, and then I was like, "Fuck!" And I was just gonna go to YouTube and just search at World's End credit scene.
That's
And
what I
then-
should have done, but I'm so fucking stubborn that I was like, I need
No,
to do
I'm
it
going
on
to
Disney
do
Plus.
this.
Yeah.
That's a good
no.
one. That's probably that. I mean,
No.
that's the best one.
Well, it's funny because like that was the only one I couldn't. I remembered how the post credit scenes for 1 and 2, but then 3 ended, and then I was going to YouTube, and Kelly was like, "What?" And then I said I was looking for it, and then she was like, "Oh, Will comes back to land, and she's there with their kid," and I was like, "Oh, okay." And then I just didn't watch it
We're not talking
because
about
that's,
three.
that was good enough for me.
That's probably like the most
We're on
meaningful
2.
one. Is
yeah, I know, but like I
2.
got it. I didn't need to see it.
Oh.
I keep thinking that's a dog growling.
Kind of sounds like a dog growling.
But
How are
yeah,
we?
I think we're
keep going.
starting to get like to a point where we're a little buzzed
Yeah.
and it's hard to stay on track. But yeah,
A
I'm ready
little.
I can rate it.
I got so
can
sidetracked
rate
by
it.
this
Yeah.
movie that I had like notes for the first like 5 minutes and then the last 5 minutes.
My only note is the captain be acting a bit strange.
Oh, TJ, do you want to go on your whole spiel? Did you already go on your spiel about the climax of this movie?
yeah, I mean, I don't need to go into it anymore.
Yeah.
That was the general gist.
Okay.
I
That's
just
the
think it's
that's
great.
a side pod.
What is what would you say the climax is? Is it that?
I'm saying the three-way fight between
Okay.
Jack Norrington.
basically
and
when they
Will.
get
The
to
wheel
the
Jack
scene.
Norrington.
Yeah.
I think I like that. It goes along with the choreography of the I have to buffer every time I say that word. Choreography. It goes along with the karaoke of like the the fight scenes. I just think it's like, okay, yeah, the wheel is overplayed a little bit, but just thinking about just how well it's done and like how well it's like,
Yeah.
you know, it makes it feel like, oh, that doesn't make sense. There's 3 of them. How are they all still alive? But the way they go back and forth with each other, and there's that scene like right before they get on the wheel where they're kind of going after Jack, and like Will Sparrow is behind Paddington, and like Jack kind of like slices at him, and like Paddington ducks one, and like Will is, I don't know, it's set up well. I think it's a really good fight scene.
And
It is great.
And it's like a love square at that point with a lesbian.
Yeah, what
a lesbian.
a lesbian.
I thought that was a pretty good callback when they're all
lesbian?
fighting and she tries to be like, oh, the heat, and she tries.
Yeah.
Because the first time in the first movie, like she passes out from the corset, it's real.
Oh yeah.
And then when they're about to hang Jack,
At
she
the
kind of
end.
like stages a,
Yeah.
oh, I'm gonna
Yeah.
pass out again to distract.
Yeah.
And then this time she's like trying to get their attention.
Yeah, that
And
kind of
then-
made me hate her character a little bit more because of like it's a hissy fit. She's just like, and then she does like the whole like she sits down, she's like,
Yeah,
that, yeah.
maybe that part, but the rest of it, I think, is like it's totally something that like Jack would do. Totally, just act something.
Yeah,
fake,
yeah.
you know?
Yeah.
I think that part of what makes the climax so good is the fact that like almost like in the moment, like moment to moment, they're like figuring out like who is going to betray who at like.
At
What
any
point?
moment,
It's like
yeah.
they're reading each other's poker faces during the fight. They're like, "Wait a minute, but if I do this, then you're gonna want this, and I'm gonna fight you now." And
yeah, because it's like the 3 of them have their thing, and then like Elizabeth she's kind of playing double sides with hers, and then you have the 2 like Penn and Teller guys that are doing their side. So you have like 4 or 5 different directions this could go, and they're all fighting over the same thing. And it even ends well too, with like you don't know where the heart is when that ends.
Right.
You know where the chest is. You know the jar is broken. Got my jar of dirt, and then you don't know where the heart is at the end of
Right.
it. So it's like it's a nice climax, but it doesn't. You're getting edged. Like
Yeah.
you
it's
finish
sleight of hand. It's
but not-
perfect Penn and Teller sleight of hand.
exactly.
That's a perfect segue into World's Edge. It's the biggest edge, the biggest edge of them all.
Cuck of the Black Pearl, now World's Edge.
I guess the last thing I had was at the end I wrote down that what because at the end of the movie Tia Dalma's like, oh, you know, who wants to go to World's End to rescue Jack, and then they all raise their hands, and then Barbossa comes down, and my thought was,
What's
what
become
would-
of my ship?
what would Barbossa have done if they said no? Like they're like, no, we don't want to save him.
And he just
He would
walks
have got a
back
different
up.
crew. He would have got a different crew. No, I know. I just like the thought of him just like waiting at the top of the stairs.
Yeah, he wasn't sitting down or anything. He was just like standing at the top of the stairs, like they're gonna bring me up. They're gonna bring me up. They're gonna bring me up.
Well, no, it's the way that she like because they say yes, and then she turns around like, and look who's here.
Yeah.
Like she's
Yeah.
perfectly setting
Yeah.
up. So if they said no, she'd have been like, "Are you sure? You don't want?"
Well, yeah, he says he was like he's up there practicing his line the whole time. Like, what's become of my ship? Oh yeah, it's starting to rain a little bit.
Yeah, we should
Yeah.
probably. I don't know.
I got the tarp over there.
Yeah.
Ratings real quick. or
Ratings
should we
real
just
quick?
go?
Yeah, let's do the ratings and then we'll
Okay,
assess.
Okay.
reverse order. So Nick, Dagan, TJ.
Oh,
Kelly.
I think
Yeah.
I think I'm sitting at like a 6 for me.
That's so funny. I had a feeling you would. Wait
Yeah.
till I get to me.
Yeah, I'm sitting at a 6. I mean, I think what redeems this movie is like the action is pretty much still on par for me personally. I think it was a little overdrawn, some of the sequences. It was still it was as good an action sequence as you could get for what I felt like was padding time sometimes.
Paddington.
Padding time
Sorry.
2.
Oh, Paddington.
And I felt like this one was not as tight as the first one in terms of like plot and like allegiances. I feel like sometimes, and especially in the third one, they play with like allegiances far too much that it's just like it becomes annoying to me a little bit. But I think what drives these movies are the characters. I think Jack's great, Will's great, Elizabeth is great, Norrington is hot when he's not in a powdered little wig. I still feel like all the main characters are still pretty great and true to themselves, but it was everything else that kind of surrounded it that I felt like, could have cut some fat. Could have cut some fat for me. So I'm sitting at a 6.
So one more, there's a line in there where like they dig up the chest finally, and like I think Jack and Elizabeth have some lines, and they say something, and then Will returns, and he just says like, "With good reason," but he's like at the shore, and they're like kind of more inland, and my thought was like, he could not hear what they were saying. He was just like, I know what I'm going to say, and I hope it works out, and he just came in with good reason, and it like worked out just fine. But no, I'm going to explain this before I give it. Like I said before, Davy Jones is by far my favorite character, just with everything in this. His storyline, his emotions, his acting, and just how they build him is amazing around like his deal with Jack and his thing with Bootstrap Bill. Like he has Bootstrap Bill, and that whole dynamic. I think the second one is when they kind of gamble, like Bootstrap and Will and Davy Jones. They gamble for time on the boat or time on the ship, and
that's a good scene.
Yeah, I love that dynamic, and I'm gonna give this a 9 because of Davy Jones.
Wow.
Because of Davy Jones and that whole. But this
wild to me.
This will take I'm going to give you some forewarning, some pre-cum here. This will take a very drastic downturn for the third one.
This is I love how like this is the third one's going to be interesting.
Okay, yeah. So like but I'm going to give this a 9 just really honestly because of Davy Jones and his story. Like even though the heart in the chest is kind of more based on Will and that whole dynamic, but just thinking about Davy Jones with his heart, his chest, his ship, his love, like his broken
neck,
heart,
his back, his pussy, his crack.
Like just his kind of like subtle love story and how he's kind of more of an emotional lover than he is a fighter.
It's so dark. It's so dark.
Okay.
Anyways,
yeah, 9. I'm done with
9.
So okay, better than the first one, you're saying?
Yes, I like this more than the first one.
Yeah, that's insane to me.
Yes, I like this more than the
Free
first one.
Even though
when you hear the click,
I think
no, we're good.
shit.
It's just like the Junebug sessions.
Junebug session.
Yeah, I love Davy Jones. I love the ending. There's some like highs with this for me, but I just think this movie is ruined by just the shoddy plot, just completely.
Yeah,
and it's hard to say. Like technically, it's still like. Still got the great score. Still got some great action scenes.
Greater
still got
score because it's Hans Zimmer.
Still got some great character design and production design.
Mm-hmm.
It's I went with 5.5
5.5.
Bitch, what?
Wow.
Yeah.
Are you serious?
It's above average.
He had a
but
5.8. He just downgraded it.
What?
I was between
That is low.
yeah. So I did have 5.8. I don't like you looking at my score, but I think I'm trying to maybe not be so
That makes
minute with my. I guess I don't know. I keep flip flopping on
specific.
how much I want to use the decimals, and I'm like maybe I'll just go back to like halves.
I
keep flip flopping
I
on
think
it.
because of like how we do it, like averaging it out, you have to do at least half. I would
Yeah,
also
it
like
might
to
be.
do like
Maybe
the
like
more-
7.75 or something.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
think
yeah.
with how far this is, like, with how many movies that are probably going to get reviewed by this podcast, it'd probably be better to do like 5.1 through 9.
Right.
Because of how specific you can get with these movies.
So you think I should use the more specific decimal point, or
Yeah.
you just want it that like 0.3 higher?
He wants.
I mean,
He wants to round up so he can be like, yeah, TJ said it was a 6.
He said it was 6.
Okay, I'll
Little
go
bit.
back
also,
to 5.8.
that makes me think,
Okay, good.
how
That's
many other movies has TJ given like a 5.3 or like a 9.2?
There was one not
What are
too
you
long
talking
ago, like
about?
2 movies ago. He gave it like a
Yeah,
5.79
this is
or
a recent
something.
revelation. I was early, and then I got gaslighted and bullied by Moose, and then I didn't do it for a while, and then I just decided to start doing
He's
it
like
again.
the law when it comes to decimals.
Well, he's
Um,
like the show's like mathematician, so like
Yeah.
He's not
But-
just he is literally he's a fucking nuclear physicist.
that's what I'm saying. Like we have to just like seed all of our like not our number rights to him.
We're gonna get a little too loosey goosey with the decimals, and then you're gonna see like a laser scope sight like up here. Like yeah, it's like a 5.3, and you're just gonna see like a laser.
Yeah.
Just, like, right on your
Moose
chest.
is just-
Um,
Moose is my dad.
But it won't
But
be
yeah.
a bullet. It'll be like a nuclear warhead. that hits you.
yeah, but
It's-
it'll be a miniature sized one, so it'll be
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
but yeah, it's like I do that to like say that it's like above just like a 5 is just a flat average. I think there's like things that like elevate it
Some sparkle.
despite all the things that hinder it, but it's still not like high enough to be a 6 for me. So.
for sure. So round it to like a 9.
Yeah,
Half.
9 or
Yeah,
9
yeah,
or
for
Yeah,
sure.
problem solved.
9 or
For
something.
sure.
All right.
You can just go ahead and write my score down because you already know.
No, it is not.
what-
It's
Trav-
not a
Trav,
Yeah, I
you're
know.
next,
This
so
is your
what's yours?
favorite one, isn't
yeah,
it?
what is it?
I think
Or
I
no?
said earlier that I saw this movie 5 times in the theater.
Wait,
thought
did
that's
you
the
even
third
see the
one.
first
Compared
one
to
in theater?
what were the
Because I
other-
didn't see the
What's the
first.
second one?
I didn't get onto the Pirates train until
I didn't
late,
see the
so-
first one in theaters, I don't think.
I think I've seen all of them in theaters. And this one right now. This is the second time I've seen it.
Oh,
the
I've
first
oh,
time
okay.
I've
I've
seen
seen this
was
movie
the original
so many
theatrical
times.
run.
Oh, damn.
So
This
it's
one-
Okay, no,
same
I've
with the
seen this
third one.
movie a
I saw
lot.
the third one in theaters, and then this is watching it today is the first time I've seen it since 2007.
Wow.
This
Okay.
this is like a trilogy that it's like Star Wars, it's like Lord of the Rings. If I watch one, I have to watch all of them. Lethal Weapon, same thing. It's a fucking 10. I don't know, like
Lethal Weapon in the
What?
pot.
Why? Why
it's
though?
So it is so hard for me to separate. I mean, that was when I was
She's scratching.
going through like, I was like going through puberty. Any kind of love story like that was just like, I don't know. It was like a man love story, I guess. I don't know. It wasn't just like.
Like a chick flick kind of
Yeah,
thing.
but the funny thing is at that time, and still today, I love like pretty much any Drew Barrymore rom-com from that era. I fucking
But
love.
those are the only rom-coms
What
you
was the
like.
Jimmy Fallon, Drew Barrymore?
Fever Pitch.
Fever Pitch.
Fucking that movie rules.
I fucking love that
Ever
movie.
After rules.
Yes,
Never
sir.
Been Kissed
Yes,
rules.
sir.
That's-
Okay.
But last time I watched it, you were giving it all this shit. 'Cause,
What?
Like, he was her teacher, and he thought she was student
No,
age,
it's
and that's
creepy.
really
It's creepy, but it's a fun
Oh,
movie.
But
It's
speaking of
fun.
creepy, the age gap between fucking
my
Elizabeth
first note.
Swan and fucking
It's my
Dr.
first
Paddington.
Well, that's just
What?
the time.
Oh yeah.
I know. Okay.
Yeah.
That's the
Alright.
that's
Yeah.
the time that it was in. You
Sure.
have to go forward to go back. I just it's hard for me to separate seeing it 5 times in the theater, that the cliffhanger of like, I mean, it's kind of like what Nick says with like TV, with like watching it, binging it versus like watching it episodically, like once
Yeah.
a week.
Mhm.
I
Mhm.
saw that movie in the theater 5 times. For the 5th time, I'm saying that. And I had to wait until the next one came out, and it was just like come on, hit me with it.
Yeah.
I just wanted it so bad, and yeah, I don't know. I think it's fun. I guess I don't. I just look at it as like an extension of everything is just an extension of the first one. Until you get to 4 and 5, where it feels more like a cash grab. It's like, oh, we completed our little trilogy that we had, but then also addendum.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. I think it's still fun. I love the little the little romance thing. I mean, I can see if you don't buy that like you're not gonna like it. But I kind of buy it. I can see like it's that whole thing of like, I mean, I was a nice guy. I was on 4chan and shit when I was that age, and I was like, why don't girls like the nice guys? They only like the fucking bad boys. And then I saw it on the screen, and I was like, I get it. So,
See,
10.
You give this one a 10?
Girls
Yeah.
like bad
I didn't get 10 yet.
guys. So
No, I've been waiting this whole time for a score. You
Oh,
give
my
this one a
bad.
10.
I told him to write it down, and he wrote a 10, so I just assumed everybody knew.
I had no idea. No,
I
I
said
didn't.
I wrote it
didn't
down.
know.
I saw it 5 times in the
I'm
theater.
pretty sure
It's a 10.
Loud
Is this your
about
favorite?
it.
Is this your favorite one?
You give the first one a 10 as
It's
well.
really hard.
To
I
say
think the
between one
the
and two.
first one is impeccable. It
Yeah.
is like, I can see that there's flaws
Mm-hmm.
in this one that like, but I can excuse them and be like, no, I don't really care. But the first one
Sure.
is like, it is the Top Gun. Maverick.
So with the, like
Pirates.
I
That's
like
really
the
going forward to go back.
I like the love story
Or going
that
back.
Davy
Either way.
Jones
Could be
has,
going back
but
or
then the
going
love
back.
too.
the love story with Jack and Elizabeth is good, but it feels too forced.
It's a little far fetched, especially now. Like rewatching it, that part of it is like a little bit far fetched and a little, but it is like it's interesting still.
yeah.
to me.
Yeah.
It's
Well, I
still
think
because
it's like
of how
almost
Elizabeth
completely not there.
Well,
I don't
because
know.
of how
maybe
Elizabeth-
it isn't, but the way that it's portrayed.
it makes you think that she was just like making that up the whole time just to like betray him at the end.
Right, which is also interesting because she has done that, but she's like really going in on the pirating.
She's
type
a
shit.
bloody
Yeah.
fucking pirate.
I
That's
think-
what she is.
I mean, my interpretation of that scene is that I would say it was like 80% trickery and leverage and 20% genuine feelings.
Well,
Because
obviously,
of how
I mean, you see that
100%
in the
will.
third one.
Because of how bad she felt of like she betrayed him. Like
Right.
she was like, "Damn,
Right.
I really fucking did that." And she
Right.
felt bad
I'm a
about it.
damn pirate.
Yeah, I feel like that rating was you were so generous because you've been drinking.
No,
I
No,
feel like
that's
if you were
what I
not
assumed he was gonna give this
drinking,
one.
It would have been
No, he already, but TJ already knew it
You
before.
are-
No,
yeah.
I knew. Like I thought this was his favorite one, but
really.
I didn't know.
Would
it
you
was-
have given
yeah.
this a 10.1 if possible?
Oh,
He's got those crimes of the
I would
future.
give the
He
first
knows
one a
what he's
10.
doing.
Well, I
1.
mean, you
Okay.
know, I was
Alright.
also part of the household. Like I watched his movies a shitload too.
You were
I don't-
part
You
of
see him?
the
He
Taylor
wants out.
household.
yeah, I really don't think like looking
think-
at this from a current time viewpoint. I don't think I can like. I think probably at the time this would have been my favorite one, but now looking
Oh,
back,
okay.
the first one
Gotcha.
is it's unimpeachable.
Okay,
Mhm.
unimpeachable.
Gotcha.
All right,
Unimpeachable.
Well, I'm
Yeah,
just gonna
let's
say,
find one.
okay, so it's like you said, kind of like bookending it with the good stuff. Like it was
Right.
good in the beginning, pretty captivating. Then it just like fell off. I was bored. I fell asleep, and then I woke up and I was back in, and my heart rate was picking back up with the action scenes, but it just didn't hold me in the middle. And I felt like with the first one, it was like I was going along with it at the same rate. Like it was escalating, and the music and the scene was escalating, and I was escalating with it, and it wasn't forced at all. And then this one, it was almost like the movie and the music, it was trying to like hold my hand and pull me into this state of being like all like, oh yeah, I'm all for this gung-ho, but like I wasn't. I just wasn't. So I would give it a 7.
Oh, okay.
Didn't really hold my attention all the way through, but
I can see
beginning
I'm
and
interesting.
end
You said
was
even
pretty
the.
good.
I'm interested. Like even the beginning, like from the jump, I'm like,
Oh,
Oh shit!
he just wanted to come in. He wasn't there before.
That's a big ass toad.
Yeah.
that's
He hopped
funny.
in, really.
A flightless bird.
Cool. That was cool.
Davy Jones is
You know-
Scottish, right? He's Scottish. He's got to be.
He's got something going
Or
on.
Irish, maybe.
I don't fucking know. He's from Baltimore.
Yeah,
Shit.
Because I feel like his accent changes like the
I
more
think
emotional he
He's
gets.
Roger Cunningham. from Trinity.
He's from under the sea.
You know,
I feel like
it
he's got
sucks
those
when
like.
there's-
Yeah, he's
Like
like
he-
Jamaican with like a little bit of like Irish in there.
I feel like he's got those like this Heath Ledger Joker kind of ticks. The way he like enunciates certain words.
Yes,
Yeah.
and that's what I
It's
fucking
like,
Yeah,
are you
Unique
afraid
accent.
of death?
David Jones accent.
Or the-
Yeah.
Afraid.
yeah,
death.
Oh man, I might have to start the
No.
trilogy.
As
over
soon as we
again.
get done recording and we all leave, Jared's gonna
I
pop on
I
back.
real like God, I know this episode is gonna be. This is going to be like 5 hours. This is gonna be so fucking long.
Yeah.
But I really do want to do a trilogy thing at the end because that's gonna like, I don't know. I have things to say about that because just like based on my scores, it's really weird. Like my whole view of like the movies individually versus the whole thing. Quispy. All right, so now we are actually at World's End, like 30 minutes after I thought we were starting it. Just like, God, this has been fucking terrible.
I've
I
had a
hate
lot
this
of fun.
We are done with the show after this episode.
This is our
it.
swan song. Our
This is our
Elizabeth
Elizabeth
song.
swan song. Yeah. Yeah, maybe. I just didn't want to get it from the table and there won't be TJ. That's literally why I haven't left to get medicine.
Run.
No, it's fine. I'll last it out.
Low.
All right.
We'll blast
yeah.
out like Nick did.
Last movie in the trilogy, and it sounds like the
most contentious.
you guys have alluded to, like you said, diminishing returns. You said this one's garbage, even though you've loved the second one. You think it's the best one.
Shut up,
I like
TJ.
this one a whole lot more than the second one. And this is why I brought this up at the beginning of Dead Man's Chest, that some of the things that I say in this one are gonna seem a little hypocritical in the second one. And I think I can defend some of them, but maybe some of them
Wow,
are
TJ being
hypocritical.
a hypocrite? What a surprise.
But I really like At World's End. I think it is a great improvement over the second one.
I think that you could say that the second one is maybe a little bit corporate, and then the third one feels a little bit like this is our encore. This is our like we are going out. We're gonna do it the way that we want to do it. That Junebug is like really struggling.
Yeah.
But yeah, this one does
there you go.
feel like it recaptures a lot of just like the base fun of the first one.
Yeah.
Just like
Yeah.
the adventurous fun, the like Adam West Batman style riddle solving of like they have like the map that's
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
over and back and over again or something.
Also
and they're
feels
like
very Indiana Jonesy too.
Yeah.
The only thing with like with Jack is like he figures out like you have to flip the boat over, and instead of just telling everybody we have to flip the boat over, he's like,
Yeah.
huh? What's that over there?
Yeah.
What's that over
That
there?
was so weird.
Again with Barbosa, he's like great in that scene too. Like
Yeah.
Barbosa is
He's
is
on
like,
board.
He's not as good in the second one. He's great in the first
He's
one.
hardly in the second
Yeah,
one.
what are you
He's
talking about?
hardly
He's
in
not
the second one.
I
Oh
mean,
yeah,
he's
that's right.
in the
That's right. Yeah, he's not in the second one. I was thinking of Davy Jones.
Oh, okay.
But then third one, yeah, I guess that's what it is. I guess yeah, no, I think he's my favorite character. He's so fucking
Barbosa is.
Yeah,
Barbosa.
he is just like he's like original Judge Dredd, where it's just like one-liners, but they all fucking hit. And he's just fun. He's just a fun character. Every time he's on screen, I know it's just gonna be some fucking quip.
He feels like the most consistent character.
Right.
Oh,
yeah.
yeah,
You
for
know
sure.
what you're gonna get. He's like the Kramer of pirates. It's like, okay, this is gonna be some fucking wacky
Barbosa,
shit.
don't say it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like literally the only because I just forgot to take notes for this one because I was just so like in and out of it, and I don't know it's because of
Dude, the June bug's in your hair.
Oh.
No, he's behind you.
Thank you.
I flicked him. I think I flicked him a little too hard.
He's good.
He's good. He landed perfectly.
He landed
Solid
perfectly.
landing.
I looked at your hair and I thought you had like a bead in there or something. And then I was like, nope, that's the June bug.
I am the June bug. June bug sesh. No, like I don't know. It just everything about this movie, it felt like it was too, like they were trying to pay off too much for the setup in the second one. It felt like the setup in the second one I liked, but then the payoff in the third one, it wasn't as satisfying as I thought it would. Like the completion, the climax wasn't as satisfying as I thought it would have been watching the second one. And
interesting.
Like I agree with Trav on the Barbossa thing. He was definitely my favorite out of this movie. And
wait, you don't like Davy Jones as much in this one?
Not because of what they did with his storyline. Like the whole like
he's a little bitch.
I think he's so much better in this one.
Well, like the emotion.
I mean, he's great in both of them.
Right, the emotion in the love story was like you get more character with Davy Jones in this one, but at the same time, I don't like the whole Calypso thing.
Oh no, I'm okay with it. Yeah, I know this.
The thing that I've noticed, the thing I noticed with like the villains in this movie, is kind of it's kind of an ebb and flow. Like they introduce Barbossa as this fearsome villain. He's got Elizabeth Swann on his boat, and like, oh, if you don't wear this dress, you're gonna have to come in and do it naked. Like there's weird like vague threats of sexual assault to Elizabeth throughout these movies. I feel like
she's
like,
the only
then
attractive woman in the entire series.
Yeah. But it's like, you know, they introduced Barbossa as this very scary villain character in the first one, and then I don't want to say like they defang him, but like, you know, he kind of dials back, and it's like, okay, well now he's like a normal character, and you get to see him do like normal shit. Same with Davy Jones, because like Davy Jones is the primary antagonist of the second movie, and then in the third movie, basically he's like the whipping boy for the East India Trading Company, and it's like you kind of see him in this different light where he's in daytime almost. It's like, you know, he's fearsome and scary at nighttime when all the creatures are on the boat and like they're doing shit. But then it's just like he's kind of the whipping boy. So it's like they introduce these villains and then dial them back a little bit. And so I don't know if that like fleshes out their characters more a little bit.
That's what I think. That's the take
like
that I get.
You see, because I think it opens up with like Davy Jones, which we didn't even talk about in the previous movie, him like playing his organ with his tentacle beard, which I think is a very good bit. I enjoyed that.
Yeah, it made me think of that video of Jake's that we
Jake
played.
Bowens. Friend of the pod.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Typing with his nipples.
Yeah.
That like goes like when we were talking about the emotion that like they show in the CGI with Davy Jones, like when he's playing the organ and he has, I think it's in the third one, right? He has a tear.
Yep.
And he, like,
and he like wipes it away, and he's like.
It's because he realizes his heart's on the ship.
Yeah, exactly.
He doesn't command, you know, what he used to, because now he's sort of he's put in this predicament where, you know, if he doesn't, you know, do what they say, they're going to kill him. And like, yeah, I guess with the Calypso love story with him, I don't know. I guess it didn't feel fully thought out. Like, did they not know that she was Calypso? Did they just have no idea that that's who she was?
But then they don't establish that they find out. Like, they're just like, they don't really know. They don't fucking talk about it. And all of a sudden they're like, that's Calypso. We knew that the whole time.
I don't know.
But they hint at it with Barbossa a lot, and I think that's set up even with that final scene in 2 where it's like, what's become of my ship? It's like he's there because he knows that she's Barbossa. He knows she's Calypso.
Because
and
how else could she bring him back?
Right. They always have their own little ace in the hole, and that's his ace in the hole. And I really like how I have to say I hate the giant Calypso scene.
Oh my god, yeah. That's what ruined. That's why I was saying I don't like Calypso, because that fucking ruined it for me.
I
She's
hate
like talking
that.
like that.
Yeah, it reminds me of.
I just hate how she looks.
It's not good. It's not. They should have transformed her into something else, but it was just like the people who were like responsible for.
She should have just burst into a million
like,
crabs immediately instead of
or
like
like a ghost or some type of
something
phantom
like monster or goddess or something,
right.
Instead of just like the human, because she's like
taller.
This human form is
yeah, they're talking about the human
just
form
like
the whole time.
Giant human form.
Yeah, it's like, oh, so your Calypso form is just a bigger version? Is that the human form? And then the fact that like the ropes were still tied when
Yeah.
she was ginormous.
Her clothes
and
like
her clothes
grew
grew.
with her.
yeah, like what the
I know,
fuck?
it's so
Nah, you'd
disappointed. I
be
wanted to see
naked.
some
Yeah.
fucking huge nipples.
Yeah, and then
Puffy calypso.
and then
nips.
out of all the sexual things they didn't do a single sexual thing when she was ginormous.
Right.
Like how like I think it was
Climb
all, like,
into
look
my
up.
pussy.
yeah, exactly. Like what was it the
You
first
can climb in those nipple holes.
Yeah.
was it the second or third one when the Penn and Teller were like under the deck
They're
of
like looking
Eliz-
up under the floorboards.
Yeah,
That's
there's
the
a third
beginning
one
of
and
Yeah,
the
it
then-
was
third
when
one.
they were talking to Chow Yun Fat.
yeah, and then like they
And
didn't
then
do
it's
any
it's the
Laugh
big
thing.
dude, and they look up.
they
he's like,
didn't
"Oh."
do any giant pussy jokes. Like there's a giant pussy right there. You can look
Yeah.
right up that skirt, my guy.
Yeah, but that's Calypso.
Calypso.
But yeah, it look at that fucking dude. He's like head down, flying into the
yeah,
June
did you
bugs
give
have
him
to be the
did you give him
dumbest
some of the
beetles.
They're
rum?
dumb as
I
shit,
think he's
dude.
drunk as shit.
No,
right
they're
now.
just dying.
No, we got the floodlight here, so the June bugs are just going wild.
But
Um,
that's the same one. It's been just one this whole
No,
time.
it's not. That's the one that Nick flicked right there.
Oh,
Yeah,
he's
still there.
He's thinking
unconscious.
about it.
He's unconscious.
But the Calypso being giant, it just reminds me of Dude, Where's My Car?
That's what I was literally just thinking of.
It's just so awkward. It's like,
Yeah.
nah, it's not even like Honey, I Blew Up the Kid. It is. It is.
Whoa, morphing is cool.
yeah. Yeah, it's cringy kind of.
That's
but
what like yeah, that's kind of what
Yeah,
ruined
I
the movie among
agree.
other things for me. But like it's so weird how they have like the giant Calypso it's such a stupid fucking idea. It's terrible, it's bad. But then they also have like Davy Jones crying at his organ type thing where it's like that's emotional, that's real, that feels good. Well, in a bad way. That
Yeah,
feels
I mean, like, sure, the visualization of her, but like, I don't know, that doesn't take away from like their relationship for me, just because her effect.
She
is
big?
bad.
No, yeah, because they flesh that out in a fairly satisfying way. Like when they have their interaction in the brig,
Yeah.
and he turns in. Besides him turning, okay, like of the little like transformation thing.
Rattlesnake Jake.
I don't like seeing like silky smooth skin Bill Nighy. I guess they were probably trying to show the contrast between like who he was as a man, because he's turned into this monster because he's not fulfilling his duties as Davy Jones, which he isn't fulfilling his duties as Davy Jones because his love, Calypso, is not like she didn't fulfill her end, and she wasn't there. After 10 years, when he went to visit her, she wasn't there because this just her way or whatever. Would you love me if I was anything less?
Yeah.
And it's kind of like,
Are you
okay,
doing, Brad
bitch.
Pitt from Meet Joe Black there?
What?
I
Yeah.
did think of
That's what
that.
No, I was doing Chet Hanks.
Oh, nice.
Did you say, wait, Brad Pitt from what?
Meet Joe Black.
Meet Joe Black.
Oh, Brad Pitt was in Lost City.
That's right, he is. I forgot about
Yeah,
that.
you're right.
I didn't know that, and I saw that, and I was like, "What the fuck is this?" I immediately said, "I was like, he's not gonna last long." Brad Pitt in a movie like this, he's gonna be in here for 10 minutes, and he was. He
Yeah.
got killed pretty quick.
Cool.
Did he really? Did he get burned after reading?
Headshot,
Hell
blown
yeah.
up. His head got
Nice.
fucking blown up.
Hell
Yeah, it
yeah.
was amazing.
I do like that. I do like Brad Pitt showing up in movies just long enough to be killed.
Just
like
be killed.
Deadpool too.
Yeah, just like somebody really iconic, like Jack Nicholson being like, "Hey," or like Bill Murray in Zombieland. kind of
Yeah.
shit. Like he
Yeah,
gets
Yeah,
killed
yeah.
immediately.
This is a good little bit.
That's a good bit. Yeah.
You know what I don't like is unearned. Well, not unearned, but like
Shut
just
up.
unearned to the character deaths. Because like I hate that Governor Swan,
Dude,
is just like he's there with, and like Beckett's like, oh, you know, we don't need him anymore. He alludes to like, yeah, we should kill him off. But then he's just like, you see him in the background when they're on Davy Jones's ship, and then you see him like 15, 20 minutes later, and he's dead.
Yeah, that was
That's
so
so
fucking.
lame.
Yeah, that was so disappointing. With like, oh wait, he's just floating in Davy Jones' locker now. Like that's like, I think it was very disappointing. But they used his death as character building for Elizabeth Swann because she saw him and she's like, oh, we're back now. And then she had that like mind switch of like, oh, we're safe. But then they were like, no, we're
Yeah.
still here.
Yeah, I remember that. She's like, "I'm thinking we're back."
But with the like, kind of going backwards to go forward. in the brig,
Give it up, man. You're dead.
in the brig with like Davy Jones when he said he was like, I never loved you, And and she was like,
That's not bad.
I've known many things, but
That's also not bad.
but one of them has for you not to be cruel. Like,
Him be cruel.
honestly, if you just take away the accents and stuff, like she was saying, like I've known you to be a lot of things, but you've never been cruel. And like that's very good character description of like Davy Jones he's never been cruel, but he's been fair, and fair might be mean in some perspectives. And for him to say like I never loved you, you could tell the way he said it was a complete lie.
Right.
Like
yeah.
he said that as in he just
And then
Jukebox
and then he
are
gives it
going
away at
nuts.
the end because he's like, oh, what will happen to blah blah blah, and she's like, they will see how cruel I can be.
yeah, and then, and then he's like my heart has always belonged to you.
Yeah. We should just like reenact all like every calypso.
We haven't. I'm sort of surprised that we haven't talked about it, but there's
Damn it.
there's been some.
I wish I'd have saved Flightless Bird for the June bug.
I do love how everybody in this movie, especially Barbosa and Davy Jones, they say Jack Sparrow.
Jack Sparrow.
like a Sparrows gets
Yeah.
a pizza out of Sparrows.
Sparrows, yeah.
I feel like the
Jack
portrayal of ethnicities in this movie seems to be a little tone deaf. Maybe you could argue.
I thought about like going full like
Oh, you're gonna do
Lao Fang there.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
But
I see what you're
but I'm
saying now.
not.
Yeah,
I guess
yeah.
I'm not gonna.
Yeah.
You can see how cruel
Yeah, the
can
accents,
be.
I mean, it's very diverse in that way, but also
yeah.
like a very blanket diverse. Like it's
Yeah.
a very like stereotypical diverse. It feels like
it's 2007.
You see, like during the pirate council meeting, where it's like, oh, here's like the
A
Indian
Frenchman.
guy. Oh, he has a funny.
Oh,
yeah, that's what I'm
yeah.
saying. And
Yeah.
then the angry
They're like-
Chinese lady.
yeah, they're very
Yeah,
very
yeah.
stereotyped.
And
in
it's
that
crazy
way.
because that came before, like, it feels like semi-natural. It makes you think like, oh, this pirate thing is like a worldwide thing. These people are coming
Yeah,
from all
yeah.
over the world, and it's not this forced like girls do it better type thing where it's because this is from 2007. It's like that shit was not happening back then. Like,
Yeah.
it's like it feels like you don't look at it like through the lens of like they're trying so hard to
Yeah.
be
Yeah.
like
It was like cynical.
Pre-Captain Marvel.
Yeah, it was. Yeah,
Yeah.
it wasn't like cynical, like virtue signaling. Or
yes,
whatever.
exactly. It's not Black Lives Matter is my favorite hashtag.
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
not that.
And like the whole like kind of like with character building, it's like Jack Sparrow voting for Elizabeth Swann to be like Pirate King. That wasn't anything to do with Elizabeth Swann. That was straight up just Jack Sparrow selfishly voting that. He was
He
like,
knows,
I'm
yeah.
voting her because she wants what I want. At the
But he
time, that's
also-
what he thought.
He also plays it off as if like
Yeah, I got
Yeah.
you.
it's
I got
you and me, babe.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and that's
yeah.
and it leads into that whole like when they have like the three. It's kind of like at the beginning of an NFL game when the captains meet at the middle,
Yep.
like the 3-on-3, and it's like okay,
It's when they're having the 3v3 face off. Like, what are we gonna do? And he
Yeah.
they trade Jack for Will, and
Yeah. Okay. I thought during that scene, I really wanted to see the deleted scene of like Will and Beckett like carrying Davy Jones in the water bucket like to where he was, and he's like oh I can't do his voice when it's not a quote.
Do not let me
Don't
touch
drop
the
me.
dirt. Don't let me touch the dirt.
Don't drop me.
Wait. Was he on land?
yeah,
Because
because
in a bucket on
they-
the sandbar.
they have a
Oh.
specific shot where it shows his feet in a fucking water
That's-
bucket.
I feel like that's a good visual gag, but also kind of.
Yeah, no,
like,
because like
How did he
did
get
they carry
in
him
or-
out? And he's like, oh.
It undercuts the whole like it's a steep price to be the captain of the
Right.
Flying
It
Dutchman
does a
because you
little
can't
bit, yeah.
touch land for 10 years.
But then the cheat code is you can just get in a
buckets.
bucket of water.
yeah, it's a frog.
yeah, there's a frog. There's one or maybe two frogs is going.
Yeah, there's
going
probably a few.
Yeah.
Anyways, going back to the beginning part that I can't remember anymore. What the fuck?
There's all the people being hung.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I remember theater when I'm like I said, after the second one, I'm like, I'm hard. I'm ready for the third one. I'm like, give it to me, hit me hard. And then it ends up with that. They show the little kid sauntering up,
Mm-hmm.
and then he's like, "Yeah," and it just like builds, and they start like actually like marching towards the gallows, like they're fucking into it. Like, yeah, hang me, dude. I'm into that shit. and then they're like, Lord Beckett, they're beginning to sing, and then he's like, finally.
Yeah.
And I'm like, hell yeah, dude.
Yeah, that's honestly a
You
hard
got
ass
me.
line.
They've started to sing, so finally.
That's
You
honestly
got
hard
me.
as fuck. Yeah, like when he's
That
they're
is.
starting to sing, like that was definitely overplayed. The guy who was like, they're starting to sing.
Yeah.
but like I just love Beckett's like response, like finally.
Yeah.
Like that's hard as fuck. That's a
Yeah.
good intro.
Yeah,
It's
I
great.
Smart.
That's what I was gonna say is that like that is kind of what everybody does. Even the villains.
Yeah.
The villains are like kind of interchangeable with like
Mhm.
heroes. They're
Yeah.
villains. They're heroes. They're
Yeah.
villains. They're heroes.
Well,
That-
I
back
feel
and
like that
forth.
scene is very well exemplified with the what's the name of the Chinese dude's army? The Shenyang.
Singapore.
Shaolin.
Yeah.
Shadowboxing.
But like his guys kind of go. His guys go with them on the boat, and they're just like, we go with whoever, like
Bids the highest price.
whoever. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
yeah.
like it's
Good
like
man.
allegiances are only as strong as like how good the leader is,
Yeah.
or how it's like, okay, well, Captain Jack Sparrow seems to have his shit together, so we're following him. Oh, Barbossa makes a good point. We're following him.
Yeah.
It's just like
This guy
the
pays more.
allegiances
Yeah.
move so
Yeah.
quickly in this.
That's one thing that's probably most consistent about like all of the movies.
That's-
minus
yeah.
4 and 5. That like they keep with the like pirates will be pirates. Like they keep with the
Yeah.
you never know who's good, who's bad. They're all just kind of on the same level, and you kind of have to pick what outcome you want the most. And whatever outcome you want the most is who you side with. It's not a
Yeah.
good outcome or a bad outcome. It's just like it could fuck people over and it could do
Yeah.
people good each way.
They're also like united, but they're also so like because they have the pirate council.
What is that called?
I don't know. I can't even think of it.
The oh shit!
pirate
It's,
Court of
Lord.
Pirates?
it's a B word.
Bitch.
No,
I thought it was like the
bastard.
Court of
The
Pirates.
the Bechdel test. The
I don't like that Keith Richards is in this movie because he's just
Yeah.
a smarmy fuck. But it's like Johnny Depp's like
Brethren
"Oh."
Court.
Brethren Court.
He's
Yeah.
Johnny Depp is like, oh, I love old rock. I'm a musician too.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
yeah.
I would
that's-
never cut off my finger because I am a
And he's-
guitarist.
Yeah, that's the part that kind of.
I feel like they
they
bass boosted Keith Richards' voice too to make him sound
Yeah.
like, oh yes, Jack.
Well, they definitely do that with like multiple characters.
Well,
throughout the
yeah.
thing. But with Keith Richards, it's like everybody is scared of him, like he's everybody's dad, and like to the extent like there's a part where they're like, oh, what are we supposed to do? Not follow the code, and then he like breaks a guitar string, and they're all like, oh shit,
yeah.
sit up straight, elbows off the table.
Which apparently he's playing a Rolling Stones song.
Oh,
is
really?
he really?
I didn't know it. I mean, I did. It's not like it wasn't something that like I heard and I picked it out. But I was waiting for the after credits sequence, and so I skipped ahead. And at the very end of the credits, they gave like songwriting credits or like music credits, and there was like a Rolling Stone.
That is lame, actually. Like the dude is so lame that he's just like resting on his laurels of a song that he wrote 60 years ago. He's like,
Yeah.
oh, I can't think of anything new.
Funny. I don't know. It's kind of neat, but I don't know how to put it. But yeah, I mean, I think
If you're a Rolling
ultimately,
Stones
like,
fan, it's a fun Easter egg.
That'd be like,
Yeah.
okay, let me paint a different picture to you. Paul McCartney or Kate Bush, they're on Pirates. They're
Well, that's ironic because Paul McCartney
I was
does
gonna
eventually.
say, yeah, Paul McCartney is in Pirates.
Oh,
I'm saying he's like Keith Richards
Holy
in
shit.
that position, that
Yeah.
part. And then instead of playing like a new song, he plays like Hard Day's Night. Well, you probably would love that, but I would be like, dude, fuck off.
Well, no, I think
Get
I
out
just
of your
think
own
it's
ass.
neat because like it is like an Easter egg. It's not like he's going like in the corner. It's like you're only gonna know that if you see the credits, pretty much.
Yeah.
Also,
No,
like,
Paul
was there?
McCartney plays like a silly.
Oh, it's
like,
starting to come
buffoon
down now.
Yeah.
character.
Was there any like really structural point to having that guy be fucking Jack Sparrow's dad?
No,
No,
like
it's
the
just 'cause
character is. The character as a whole is really
that
good.
feels like
And-
completely influenced by Johnny Depp. being like,
Yeah,
I
for
love
sure.
the Rolling Stones.
Yeah, I love making music. Well, he's not even English.
I want Keith Richards to play my dad.
I have that one umbrella if you want to put it up, the big one. So my notes are the song that they sing at the beginning, and then my last one, because I only had two, was why is she wearing his boots after they bang?
I said that too. I was like, oh, they did, because it cuts from the meeting to that, and I was like saying it clearly. I was like, oh, they did a boot exchange.
Yeah,
that's why they're doing that. And then he's like goes up and he's like smelling her leg, and I'm like, oh, he's like, this boot is way too big for your leg.
Yeah, like I don't know if that's some like pirate fetish or a foot fetish
Well,
thing.
it's
but
like
he's
the
just
pirate version of wearing the T-shirt after sex, like in Seinfeld when
It'd be so hot if this leg was a peg.
peg leg.
He just
That's
cuts off.
how they did peg leg.
He cuts off her leg, he cuts off her leg and puts a peg on it. Like hell yeah! Are you gonna peg me with this
Peg
one or
legs
what?
were not like you were thrust into that like your leg got infected. It was just like a sexual thing.
Yeah,
Like,
you've been fucked if you have a peg leg.
Yeah.
This is like one of the only movies where there's like a cliche. It's there's the cliche of like rainstorm during like the big final fight. This is one of the only movies where it's actually like written into the plot why there's a rainstorm
Yeah, it
during
makes
the
sense.
big climactic fight. Right?
It makes sense.
Usually it just happens because
Right.
it's epic.
It's a storm, but also she's sad. Or
Yeah.
maybe she's just like really turned on because she was big and she was tied up and she was like, damn.
She has like a self giantess fetish or
Yeah.
whatever.
Just squirting everywhere.
See, and this is all there in the movie if you really watch it.
If you really watch it,
You read between the lines.
yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna speed run.
If you squirt between the lines.
I thought it was really cool for this movie to jump forward by going back and reference Rango, because like when they go to Jack Sparrow and Davy Jones' locker, it's exactly like Rango Lost in the Desert.
Shit. Wait,
I did have that thought.
That's a joke because Rango is referencing this movie.
Yeah.
at
Yeah.
that part.
I didn't even connect those dots.
Yeah.
Also, like how like fucking dope is it that they don't even not introduce, but like they don't show Jack Sparrow until like 40 minutes into the movie.
Yeah,
And that's like all you're
kind of
waiting
ballsy.
for.
Yeah. And also,
But it doesn't matter because Barbosa is in that first 40 minutes. So you're like, man, I don't even really care if he comes back.
and speaking of, I always assumed that Davy Jones' locker was a set or like CG. But I was watching it this time. I noticed the mountains in the background. I'm like, hang on a second, that looks familiar. And it's the Bonneville Salt Flats in Utah.
No
That's
shit.
on location.
Really?
Cool.
Because I've been there. I've been to Davy Jones' locker. I just want to say.
So-
I went to see a Kate Bush concert
Was,
there.
was the Black Pearl
Fuck
was
yeah,
that
dude, that'd be
also
sick.
real on set?
That I don't know.
Okay.
I just looked up really quick.
crabs.
I did like Pirates,
Crabs.
Bonneville Salt Flats, and it came out.
Yeah.
for it,
I
so, yeah.
really like when they do introduce him and like the whole crew is him. Like that whole dynamic, and then with the crabs too, he's like, "Oh, now a stone is following me, huh?" Like he's just talking, he's like
Yeah.
just lost his mind. And then when the rest
Yeah.
of the Black Pearl crew shows up, and he doesn't think it's real, he just thinks
Right.
it's an illusion and talking to them. That was fucking hilarious.
Yeah, that reminds me because I love the Bootstrap Bill stuff with Elizabeth too, where he's like all excited and then
He
Yeah.
just has dementia.
he's coming
I
for
love
me,
Bootstrap Bill.
and then he's like, "Tell him not to come."
Yeah.
oh,
Because it would be either you or me, and blah blah blah, and then she wakes him back up, and he's like, "William, he's coming for me."
Yeah.
It's too late. I'm already a part of the shit. Of the crew. You know my name. You know my name.
Yeah. Speaking of that, going back to the Governor Swan thing, it's really weird that there's the thing with
Oh,
Governor
yeah,
Swan.
yeah, we were on
there's
that.
the thing with Bootstrap Bill, and other than the knowledge of gaining that you gain of like Governor Swan is dead and Bootstrap Bill is kind of like lost in a
Yeah.
sense to the ship.
Yeah.
Those scenes are like the exact same thing. It's them talking to Elizabeth and saying, "Oh,
you need to stab the heart, but whoever stabs the heart becomes the captain. The captain must have the ship must have a captain. Like, it's like one of those was meant to be like a deleted scene or something.
It
like
was
that.
Will becoming Davy Jones is like the most telegraphed thing ever, because even at the beginning, they're like, if whoever stabs the heart must take its place, and then Calypso is standing there and be like, "There's a touch of destiny," to like right to Will.
Yeah.
And it's like super telegraphed, but
and he's so
it's fun.
hellbound on like saving his father, like that's why he's
Right,
doing
yeah.
like all the crazy shit when like he's on the side of the trading company, and Davy Jones like he's on the opposite side. Like it's so like you said, telegraphed of like that's gonna happen.
But it almost, the way that the first two movies go, it almost doesn't matter, because they're just like, oh, that'll happen, and I'll get this part. They don't plan out every step. They're just like, what do I want to do? Oh, let me grab the compass and find out. Okay, I'm going to go there. I'm going to deal with this, and then whatever repercussions happen after that, I'm going to deal with those afterwards. I'll just use the compass, go there.
Mm-hmm.
I think the Governor Swan stuff is fine. I think that they basically state, like, he has no purpose anymore, and it is the purpose of him dying that swiftly and, like, abruptly is, like, to show that, like, Lord Cutler Beckett.
They did it on purpose to show that like Beckett just doesn't give a fuck. Like he'll just kill anybody, anytime, anywhere.
And also that he met peace.
He met peace.
Yeah.
Well, there's also not really been, I guess, any major character deaths up to that point either.
Right.
Yeah.
Beside kind of Jack Sparrow, but he came back, and
there's
Barbossa, but he
he's
came
not-
back.
he's
Everybody
not-
comes back. That was one thing. I mean, even at the end with like I don't know, I'm sure there's some kind of like extended universe, like in Star Wars, reason for like why like Will dies or he's dying at the end, and Jack makes him makes Will stab the heart, so that he can become Davy Jones and live forever. Is that another June bug?
Yeah, it is.
It's like, okay, this whole crew went. I mean, I guess they were at least partially motivated by getting the Brethren Council or whatever the fuck it's called.
Brethren Court
back together. They needed Jack because he's one of the leaders. But I was kind of like, why the fuck wouldn't they just like go back? Because he was killed by Davy Jones. That means that he can't be resurrected or something. Like, why was that like the only option? I'm sure there's some kind of magical whatever reasoning for why he couldn't. But it doesn't matter, because I happily ever after it, and that there is still like a curse that like
There was a part. This is kind of like, this isn't on the same topic as you, but there was a part when Davy Jones kills that like the right hand man of Beckett. Like when he
Scarface man.
Yeah, when he puts his tentacles in him, like why didn't he just do that to begin with and take the key from
pretty
him?
Brutal. It's pretty rough.
Well, because they had
the men.
This is Slugworth.
And like it was dumb that like they picked those two inept idiots to do it. But like the idea is that like if there was any sort of motion, but although they didn't when Jack came in, but they're gonna like kill his heart. They're gonna kill him.
Yeah. But I mean that scene was
Why
cool.
they
Like how
brought
he
the
just
heart
like
on the ship, I don't fucking know.
It was to show that they're not fucking around, because Davy Jones did not want it on his ship. Even though you think that he like how he, like kind of the background that he has, you think that like he would be thinking of a way to get his heart back.
Right. You would think, yeah.
But he doesn't. He's just like rolls over like a pussy because he's got like a dom fetish, and that's why he likes when Calypso blows up. He's like, oh fuck yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's like if he has
Show
the
me
heart
how
on the
cruel
ship.
you can be.
It's if he has the heart on the ship.
If he has a heart on.
If he has a heart on the ship.
Nice.
Does the carpet match the drapes?
Yeah.
If he has his
dreads.
If he has his heart on the ship, that's like way easier for them to like. I mean, if you could just grab the key off of him while he's sleeping, like getting the key and then the heart, it wouldn't be that hard to like stab it. But also, it's like a double-edged sword because you kill him, but then like you become him.
I like how they open the chest when they first like bring it on, and they're like, "Bayonets ready," and they all like point it, and they're like, are you going to stand like that forever, bro? Like, how long are you planning on that working? And then by the end, they just have two dumbasses just
with like
pointy
mini cannons.
It's like, we don't even need the key, bro. You can have that.
Yeah, and
shit.
then they aren't even like when they're talking and like Jack steals the chest. They aren't even like I think. Well, I don't know whatever scene it was where he did that before. It was the very first time you meet Jack when he steals the ship or gets on the ship at least. Like they're definitely looking at each other and not seeing Jack. But this last scene, way with it. Like they definitely would have seen that out of their peripherals.
Well, they're the light version of the spaghetti and rigetti. Rigetti and pinto. Spaghetti and pinto bean.
That's a very Disney thing, though. Is like you need a Dumb and Dumber for each side.
Pumbaa.
And they're the light and dark versions because there's a tall, skinny one and a short, fat one.
Yep, exactly. Yeah,
they're the.
And this is also off topic, but what we didn't hit on in the second one is how fucking cool the Kraken is.
Yeah.
Like I wanted to say that earlier is like the sounds of the tentacles, like the fucking like suction parts of the Kraken when it's going through the ship, like going through the ship and everything, it's so satisfying to me. I don't know why. Like here, like when they're in the second one, when they're in the quiet part and like the Kraken is first like coming through the ship and like just kind of feeling it up and everything. Just the sounds of those suctions on the ship is
He's
so
exploring the ship's body.
It's so
What
fucking
the
amazing.
fuck?
To me.
What the fuck, dude?
Whoa!
Holy
What
shit!
the
Ethan's here.
fuck?
What
That
the
was
fuck?
freaky.
Hold on, Ethan.
Hey!
What the
Ethan,
fuck,
have you
dude?
seen Pirates 3?
You've
were
seen
like-
the third movie?
Platinum.
I'm pretty sure I
vodka?
have.
Okay, who am I?
You're the Natalie Portman's character.
Yes, from Professional or whatever the fuck his
Professional.
name is.
No,
It's
you're,
Jack Daniels.
It's Benchmark.
It's Jack Daniels.
bench press.
It's bench press.
Jackson Sparrow.
So
All right.
okay,
Give
Ethan,
me-
how do you
that's
feel
pretty
about the
good.
third movie?
Yeah, tell us. Just hit
I have
us.
no idea.
What do you
alright.
feel about how do you feel about Pirates of the Caribbean? Tell us overall.
Yeah, just give us.
It's pretty good.
How many
Yeah.
have you seen?
I think how many? There's 5.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're
I
only
guess-
There's
reviewing
three.
the first 3.
There's
No,
three.
I
there's
think I've seen the first 4, so I think I've seen all the first 3. Yeah.
Okay.
that's the only ones we're counting
They're
right
pretty
now.
good. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, they're like Disney, so they're kind of like lame in that way because it's
yeah.
like watered down a little.
Corporate.
There's a certain level of how cool you can
Not
be.
as violent.
Yeah, it's not as violent, but this is pretty cool. Like, there's
think
that
they're
fight
super
scene in
violent.
is it the first one where they're like on the big circle thing? And
That's the
they're
second
sword
one.
Fighting? Second one
On
yeah.
the wheel? Hell
That one-
yeah.
that's awesome.
Hell yeah, that's our favorite climax right there, baby.
Yeah, I loved it.
Who's your favorite character out of all 3, or like the
This is an
first
interview show now.
Three?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know, probably Jack Sparrow.
Oh,
I would say.
Wrong. It's Barbosa.
that's a good.
Oh,
answer.
Barbo. Yeah. Oh, okay.
So
oh,
I don't
that little monkey, or the little
Actually,
two
the
pirates that are like dumbasses.
We're calling him Penn and Teller.
Penn and Teller. Yeah, Penn and Teller. I was doing like little
so
magic
out
tricks.
of Jack Sparrow, Barbosa, or Davy Jones, who do you like? So
Which
Davy
one is Joffrey Rush?
That's
Barbosa.
That's Barbosa.
or
Okay.
Davy
Davy
Jones has
Jones
like the
is
tentacles.
octopus
That's
face.
Bill Nighy.
Oh yeah, Bill Nye.
Rattlesnake Jake
Bill Nighy.
Who's that?
from Rango.
Bill
Oh, I
Nighy.
haven't seen Rango.
Bill
Bill Nye?
Nighy.
Nighy.
He's
Oh,
an
Ni-
actor.
I thought you were
Squid
making a
Face.
joke.
You've seen him in stuff.
I'm sure I have.
Shaun
He's
of the Dead. He's Sean's stepdad.
Yeah, is that guy?
Oh yeah, okay, yeah.
he's one of the tentacles in Pirates. He's like he has like the fucking squid face.
He's
Yeah,
one
yeah, I
of the
think I know what you're talking about.
tentacles.
Yeah, yeah.
Just like one of the tentacles on Davy Jones, he plays that guy.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah.
I'm
Uh,
giving Pirates 3
Okay, yeah, we should probably get to
a
that.
5.
Oh, fuck you.
Okay.
Damn.
Okay, what happens in
Ethan.
the third one? I don't remember. Kind of refresh me. a little
Okay,
bit.
It's
I-
called
this-
At World's End.
Yeah,
I
okay.
understand.
They
that,
bring
like,
Jack back from the dead,
Jack
and then
is-
Oh, he's
they
not-
buy Davy Jones. But then Jack gives Davy Jones' heart to Will to stab before he dies, and then Will becomes Davy Jones, and then
This
Jack
does not
is
sound familiar at all.
free, and then
It ends with the.
and then
ships
they
the
and then
ocean.
they let Will and Elizabeth go on shore, and they bang one time.
And they trade
she,
boots.
She wears his boots.
Oh.
They fuck, and then he can only come on shore once every 10
He
years
can
for
only
one
come
day.
on Elizabeth.
He can
once
only
every
come
10.
on her tits one time every 10 years, and then he does that.
Makes sense.
10 years later, he's got a kid, and
Yeah.
Makes
and then
sense.
that's it.
Yeah.
That's
It
it.
was-
That's
Yeah.
the movie, really.
It was too convoluted for me. It felt like it just felt bloated. The characters are cool still. I like the characters. Everything else about it, I was It felt like the Matrix 3 for me, where it just like some of the fights and the set pieces just went on and on and on, and my eyes glazed over, and I just kind of stopped caring. But also, I watched 2 and 3 in the same day, so like within the last like 24 hours, 12 of which have been like watching Pirates movies. So
Ethan,
I'm like
so 4 out of 10.
Shit. All
Wow.
right.
Okay.
I don't know. I don't remember anything about it. So.
Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense.
4 out of 10.
You suck. Leave the way you came.
We're keeping the beat.
Yeah, it's funny you bring up Matrix again because I also liked Revolutions.
That is
more.
true.
Yeah, I think the plot in this is a bit messy, like the second one, but it doesn't have the issue that the second one has, where it's like I don't like in this. At least I know why the people are where they are and like where they are going next, which like I didn't get from the second one. But not to dive too much back into that.
Yeah.
But and again to go off of something that you said really early on, I think this movie has great payoff. Like I think like the payoff, like not just within the movie itself, but like over the trilogy. I think it's a great closer to the whole series. I love the climactic battle in the whirlpool when Davy.
Wasn't there 2 more movies?
Did JV's Unchained at the end, and he's like just off on his own shit, flightless belt, like that whole thing. No, like he's like I like Davy Jones when he's caged, and I like him when he's unchained at the end. And I just like the whole the sword fight between him and Jack. Like again, dynamic, great action scenes, really interesting set pieces, really diverse. So I'd settle on a 7 for this one. I really like it.
So yeah, I like. Again, I'm the opposite of TJ, I guess, with this. Like the payoff was not worth the build-up. Like the second one, I loved so much because of the build-up.
Gotta agree.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, and like the build-up was like in the second one was super nice. Like it felt good. You know what I mean?
It's a real good jerk.
It was a good dry jerk.
It's I don't know about
the no spit, no lube, just straight up skin to skin jerk. You know what I mean? Uncircumcised. Okay, so like, and then
all right, so this vodka's not working fast enough.
I have Fireball too.
No, like I love the second one because because of the build up, and the third one it didn't feel like it paid off as well. The third one felt more jumbled and more messy, and just like they were trying to open and close, and then like stories that had started in the third one, and then also close stories that had started in the first and second one all at the same time,
like you do at the final movie of a trilogy.
Could it be?
But it was not well done, and also like the whole Calypso thing being a gigantus. I'll take that as
every time
I'll take that as the knee.
Every time he says that, it hits though.
I'll take that as
it does every single time.
I'll take that as the knee.
Okay. Oh, but here's the question I was going to ask you. If you were gonna show everybody how cruel you can. I forgot what I was gonna say. Go ahead.
No, Ethan, were you gonna ask something?
Oh yeah. Is it possible that it's so convoluted and messed up because the people who started the story wanted to close it, and Disney probably didn't want them to finish it, and so they had to leave loose ends and close up shit?
Fuck, that's a
good
point.
Yes, there is that. Like
Fuck,
the first one was written as a single movie, and then because it was such a hit, they hired like different dudes to write 2 and 3 as like one story.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Okay. And then so on the contrary though, also even though they're all CG fucking eyed, the fight scenes and the action scenes are still like satisfying in a way and cool in a way to me, just cinematically. I am going to give this a 7 as well.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Wow.
He always does that. He was talking shit about the second one and they give it a 9. So weird. I don't know what the fuck you guys are talking about. I'm so fucking mad. I'm going to show you how cruel I can be.
Mindless bird.
It is fucking fun.
Yeah, I must have missed
the
something,
whole
'cause I don't know
thing.
what the fuck's happening
when
here.
they
They're
go
just lines from the movie.
Yeah, when they go over the edge and then they gotta flip the boat and then there's the whole thing and
Yeah, I
then
like
Davy
all
Jones.
of
They don't end it on like a happy-go-lucky. He fucks her on the beach. They do the foot fetish thing with the boot swap.
Did they show her feet?
Yeah.
You get some knee. You get some
Just
knee action
screenshot
in there.
something real quick.
Oh. Okay, we're back.
Yes, I hear a train. Which means you four on me.
Okay. I can handle that.
Flightless bird. Flightless bird. Show me how cruel you can be.
All right, that was good.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it's a great closer to a great trilogy. I love how
What are you drinking there?
she fucking. It's you want some? It's Barbosa.
It's Barbosa.
You know, she
and
turns in
fucking CO2 water.
She turns into
and some lime
if
juice.
If we're talking fetishes,
and
she
some
gets the
mint.
giantess thing, and then Davy Jones
it's
he
great,
falls
honestly.
into like the middle,
I don't
so
like
it turns into like a
coconut. I
Vord
don't like
thing
mint.
too.
Oh,
Yeah.
I didn't put any coconut in
No,
there.
but like
But mint,
I
lime and this shit right here.
I love how
Maybe I'll
it
try it.
ends and he's Davy Jones and that he like
Oh, no, you
gets
don't
to
want us to hear about
spend
it right now.
all
Got
that
mine.
time with his dad.
I'm,
Yeah.
You can
And
I'm done with it.
he's
Okay.
like, you know, I'm your
No, I can't do it.
I'm
It
loyal
reminds
to
me of,
you. What do you want me to do,
I've had
Captain
schnapps
Turner,
and I
and
can't
all
drink
that
it.
Yeah,
shit?
that's good.
Kind of sappy.
I was trying.
I picture that like he's gonna do it for 60 or 70 years, and then Elizabeth is going to intentionally die at sea so that he can come to her and be like, what?
He's writing Pirate 6.
Yeah, I'm writing Pirate 6, and he's like, do you fear death?
Do you think
And
Johnny
it's-
Depp's gonna be in Pirate 6?
No, I'm talking about Will.
No, they've made
to
Pirate
Elizabeth.
6. There's 2011 and there's 2017.
Yeah,
there's
why
a
would
new
I-
Pirates coming out that Johnny Depp has said
He'll
from-
never be a part of it.
Wait, there's a sixth Pirates out?
there's,
out.
there's 2011. No, there's 2011
It's 4.
6.
and then
2017 is 5.
Did
So six
Yeah, we
is
got our
made.
free tickets or something.
Is
I've seen the 2011 one. Yeah.
6 is made with Johnny Depp. Johnny Depp's in
No,
number 6.
No, he's not doing it.
never
This one
gonna,
is not out.
He said he'll never be in another.
He's like done with Disney or something.
He said that because
Oh, is
Disney
Orlando
fucking
Bloom in it?
dropped him as soon as the shit started.
Orlando
Right.
Bloom's in the 5th
But
one.
there's been
They all appear in the.
there's
Dude,
been
there's
talks,
another frog. It's a toad.
There's-
What's up, dude?
There's been talks because he
What's
won
up,
the
Chad?
trial.
Give me on the mic.
They've been saying that like
Nah, he said during
Yeah,
the
but
trial
he
he'd be a
said he
fucking
didn't
bitch
want
if
to.
he only said that because Disney dropped him.
if he
Maybe.
goes back now, he's a little bitch, even more of a bitch.
I would love if he was a little bitch and went back. Cause like, what is the fucking Pirate 6 without Johnny
If
Depp?
he goes back to Pirates,
What is Pirate 6?
I'm telling you what Pirate 6 is. Elizabeth is 69 years old.
Hell yeah.
You're describing.
I'm fucking mad horny. I'm sick of only getting laid once every 10 years.
Hell yeah.
I need to get some
Decade
dick.
Some Jack Sparrow dick.
I need to
I
get some.
can't take off my boots.
I can't take off my fucking boots. This sucks.
Okay, all right. In
So
that
then she
scenario,
goes out in a boat and she like
Whose bed have your
she
boots been
stabs
under?
she stabs herself in the heart, and then Orlando Bloom shows up and he's still fucking hot as hell. He hasn't aged. He's Davy Jones. She's old as
Never
shit,
understood
and
it.
he's like, "Do you feel death?" Because he's become Scottish over the
Yeah,
last
they
60
skipped
years.
the part where also part of the curse is like you and your lover adopt those accents.
Yeah, and then she's like,
she's Rihanna now.
"Oh yes, I know you love the BDSM. You will see how cool I can be." And then he's like, "Flightless
So
bird."
bad.
And then
Shouldn't have
yeah,
brought
that
these
whole
up.
shit happens, and it's just like 50 Shades of Grey, but it's like 50 tides of boning or
Wait,
something.
What's your number?
So
It's
like,
10.
10's across the board.
I mean, I fucking love this shit. I love these movies. I told you I saw it a
Would
couple
be.
times in theaters. It's a fucking 10. I love it. It's a great wrap up. They don't pull any punches. Orlando Bloom gets fucking ganked, and then he gets boned on the beach.
gets his dick wet.
He gets
You really
his
give
dick
us a
wet.
10? You're giving us a 10?
I'm the only one dressed up as a Pirates character. Yeah, I
That's
gave
fair.
every single movie a 10.
this one makes a lot more sense. I just think it's so fun. Like another thing is like you also brought up how like, oh, there's like the humor is like way like lamer, way like, and I thought the exact opposite with this
Really?
and Dead Man's Chest. There was so much
These
more bad
movies,
humor. In
they're
the second one.
they're just fun. It's
They're
like
fun.
watching
Okay,
Top Gun
now
for 7.5 hours.
my whole trilogy encapsulation.
Did you guys also review Top Gun tonight?
I wish.
No.
dude.
Sort of
Oh,
offline.
we
did.
have
Saw it.
been. Okay, yeah, I'll just say, in short, my old trilogy thing was I was just gonna say as a whole, the trilogy is like a 9 out of 10 for me, and I know that doesn't match up with my numbers at all.
Mhm.
And I wish I could go into it more, but I'm gonna try to. We'll go past it. But
What'd you get
yeah,
the first two?
It's the first one's
Listen
a 9.
to the episode.
The first one's a 9.
Yeah,
Second one's a 5.
Yeah, don't reveal your
5?
scores.
5.8.
What's the third one?
Third one's 7.
So you give the whole thing a 9?
Yeah,
That doesn't make any sense.
I know, but we don't have time for me to go into it. But
Why?
I think when you look at it on a macro scale, it works a lot more than if you try to look at the movies individually, because you can pick apart a lot of the things, a lot of those little issues I have with the second and third one. But if you look at it on a macro scale, it's a lot better. It's a lot better trilogy than some other trilogies that don't work. Like the Star Wars sequel trilogy is a fucking joke compared to this, where each of those individual movies make the other ones worse. This one, each movie makes the others better. There we go.
Okay.
That's my pitch.
My
All
summary.
right.
Real quick. Go see Top Gun.
Okay.
Nice.
Travis is like, yeah, 9 out of 10 trilogy for
Yeah.
me too.
I was gonna
It's a
do that.
9 out of 10.
I was gonna do
I
that
gave
joke.
them all 10s.
I was
but
gonna
I'm
give
gonna
it a
give
7.
Well,
out of
if you're
10,
doing
but
DJ math, that
we're doing tears,
oh,
right? We're
this
doing
is gonna
tears.
be a 4-hour long.
Okay.
episode.
No,
okay.
just
hey, you got me
just-
here now.
you
I'll
just
carry
say.
this thing. I'm not.
No.
joking.
I'll just okay. Pause.
I think it won something at Sundance before it got on Netflix, or premiered at Sundance at least.
Was it most boring movie ever? At Sundance?
It did premiere at Sundance. Yeah, Dagan, do you want to like start us off?
Yeah,
Since
let's start
it
with
was
the
your
pros.
It was your suggestion.
Yeah.
I just want to state that it was him and not me.
Oh my god.
I suggested it for that reason. I suggested it so we could have a
I know.
fucking conversation about it.
I know.
Yeah.
So you were talking about how it's a boring movie, and go ahead.
So I honestly I started watching the first 15 minutes of it, and then I was like, damn, Jason Segel's a really good actor. And then I just binge watched How I Met Your Mother, and then I never finished the movie. So I'm not sure how good it is.
I just started watching How I Met Your Mother and licking my old plates from childhood, and I don't remember much after that.
I had a really
Made
good
a hungry
trip,
man,
honestly.
a hungry man TV dinner for one on my Hercules plate.
Yeah. I made sure to get the microwave nice and hot, heat that plate right up.
No, the ending of it
I just
for me,
imagined
I
this
like.
plate, and
Hey, we're still on the plate.
I just said one more thing. I just imagine the plate, and all of the paint is like clear, except for right in the crotch areas. There's like no paint.
I mean, you can't blame him for staying on the plate for so long, Dagan. There's more substance on that than there was in the movie.
I'm so happy to be here.
All right. Great chat about pirates. I can't be that enthusiastic about that part.
Great fucking chat.
There's a video.
I mean, I've got some other doozies in there. If you guys want me to bring those out.
If you're listening to the audio version,
I'm
there's
here,
a video that we just watched, and also there's probably some other stuff. You should probably just watch the video of this. There'll be a lot more to it, I think. a lot more fun stuff to be had. But anyways, as a little bit of retrospective for the show, being an anniversary episode, I thought that we would rank all of our duds movies, since we don't do that.
What
We
are your
haven't done
duds?
that.
Okay, on a serious note, what are the duds movies?
I
I want to see if I've seen
I will
any of
list them
them.
off right now.
Tier list, 4 of them.
Tier lists are top notch.
Yeah, tier list
So
is the
They're all
best.
kind of like
We
obscure
have to
bad
do tier
movies or
list.
something.
No,
Yeah,
not
but no, I don't.
What?
I want to like.
Yeah.
Are they
I
all-
want to do
okay.
like
Yeah,
what
like
ones
bad. Yeah.
I mean, you can, if it helps, if you need to do a tier list. I want to rank them against each other.
I would say like 3. Yeah, you've seen like probably 3 of them.
This is gonna take
okay.
3 hours.
So in order
That's good.
of
No, I'm just
this is
gonna give a
just in the
ranking. If
order
somebody
of
gives a shitty one, I'll rebut it. But
yeah. I just want it to be like everybody pitches their things, and
then we'll kind of aggregate the scores and see where they all land and if there's any contention.
Wait, so we're
Figure
not
those out.
doing tier list?
No, we're just ranking like what's the best one, what's the next best one,
I'm
what's
not
the
gonna
third
be able
best
to
one.
remember 13 movies and put them in order.
I know. This probably not going to be perfect. That's fine. I'm not too worried about making this like
I'm
definitive.
gonna fucking David Carradine myself.
Okay, so
Okay, I
in
can help you
order
with that.
of
Hell yeah, dude.
Drinking
in
off
order
while
of
you
us
diet.
watching them, the first two are well, I'll say that for later. But the first two are from pre-podcast days, so there's no episodes for these ones yet. But I'm still including them. So we have Cats, Zack Snyder's Justice League, Ben and Arthur, Who Killed Captain Alex, Megan is Missing, Suicide Squad, Catwoman, Bedeviled, Jack Frost, the horror one.
Bedeviled or
Not
bedazzled?
not bedazzled.
Okay, because I was like, I swear to God,
everybody's thought that when we said
'Cause
it.
that
I'm
is
like,
not
no,
a
that's,
dud.
Yeah, no, that was good.
Okay, there we go.
The horror movie Jack Frost, Miami Connection,
Miami Connection,
Son of the Mask, Fateful Findings, and From Justin to Kelly. Is that the? That's not the last one. Am I
I have
missing
some
one?
opinions here.
I'm
I have not
missing
seen
one.
any of these
That's
movies.
good. That's good. Yeah.
Also,
I
is
don't-
Fateful Findings really a dud? I mean, that's like top notch.
No, it fucking
That's top notch
sucks,
quality
dude.
movie.
It is.
No, it's
So that's Ethan's number one.
It's an hour and a half of the same scene, same two scenes
Yeah.
replayed over and over, and then like a fucking.
Is that the
great
one where he
climax.
destroys all the computers, or is that a different one?
That's like all of them. I
That's
think.
all
of his
He's
movies.
hacking
Yeah.
government secrets.
All right.
Okay, I haven't seen
so,
any of these movies.
And
Stan.
we just go off of, whatever you feel like. But I think with the duds, it's just, whichever one's the spudliest. Whichever one's
Spudliest dud.
yeah. Whichever
The
one's the
fuck does
most
that
fun,
mean?
whichever
The
one you
spudliest
think
dud.
is the most entertaining.
Ben and Arthur?
To lowest. Are we all
Are we going top to bottom or bottom to top?
we just throw them up.
I think
power bottom, definitely.
Yeah, power bottom.
We want to go bottom first.
Okay,
Megan is
power
missing.
bottom. Just
I think.
okay. Yeah, I didn't see that one.
Yeah,
the movie Megan is missing from the list.
So you watched all of them, right, Dagan?
Except for Justin versus Kelly.
Oh shoot! I thought you said you did. Oh man,
No,
because
because it was when we were talking, it was Fateful Findings and Justin to Kelly, whatever.
So you watched Fateful Findings?
Yeah, my list first. The power bottom first. So power bottom, Justice League, and then then Cats, and then Suicide Squad, and then Catwoman.
This sucks.
Cats has that fat British guy, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, that's
Justin
the worst
Guarini.
one. That's the worst one. We'll just say that's the worst one.
It's the red
James
box.
Corden.
Yeah, James Corden. He's the worst.
Oh,
Letterbox.
not Justin Guarini.
Justin
Shit.
Guarini. He's
Justin
awesome.
Guarini's
You know he's a little sweet. I didn't know that.
We just talked about that
Holy
earlier. I
shit.
just found that out today too. I didn't know he was
Yeah,
so sweet.
I had
yeah.
I found that out a couple months ago. I was
have
like,
no idea what you guys
God.
are talking about.
the Dr Pepper guy.
I know everybody keeps saying that. I have no idea.
Okay,
You
so
not-
I
you-
don't know.
You've never seen Lil Sweet?
so Justice
I'm a
League.
fucking
He's
bum.
the sweet one. He's a little sweet.
Sweet one. Did I say Justice League, Cats, Suicide Squad, Catwoman, and then I'm gonna go.
Catwoman. I can't do that. Okay.
Megan is
Don't
missing.
unplug it if you
Damn.
can.
Okay.
And then Bedeviled, and then Son of the Mask.
Ugh.
Which is disappointing because I love the mask so much. And then Fateful Findings. And I haven't seen Justin versus Kelly, but
You should.
I think that would be after Fateful Findings.
Okay.
And now let's get into the nitty gritty.
Oh yeah.
So then
Now you just have 2 left.
I have a few left. I think
Oh, okay.
4. So then it would be, let's see here. Ben and Arthur is 4 for me. Oh, damn. Captain Alex
Ben
is
and
3.
Arthur. What is that?
Okay.
That's such a vague.
Jack
movie.
Frost is 2. And Miami Connection is 1.
You like Jack Frost that much? God damn.
I fucking loved Jack Frost.
Yes.
Damn.
That was so fucking awesome.
Nick, you ready to go,
Like,
right?
you-
Yeah,
is
I'm,
the
I-
shit.
yeah. I got the
Frost.
I've got the letterbox pulled up.
You
I'm gonna
Jack
start
Frost.
top to bottom.
It was alright.
Okay, all right.
I mean,
top,
it's
to,
alright.
top to
That's
bottom.
alright. I'm also gonna absolve myself. Or
Wait, you're going top to bottom?
I'm going to top the, but I'm recusing myself from Justice League because that's the only episode that I have not been on. Number
probably
one,
for the best.
Number one, Ben and Arthur.
Nice.
Number
in a good way.
Yeah,
top to bottom.
My favorite duds.
Okay.
1, Ben and Arthur. I want to say 2, Captain Alex. 3, Miami Connection. 4, Fateful Findings. 5, Justin to Kelly. 6, Jack Frost. 7, which one's haven't I said? Son of the Mask. 8, Catwoman. 9, Suicide Squad. 10, Cats. And then, are we at the very bottom?
Yeah.
Megan is missing. Easy.
And then did you do Bedeviled?
Wait, Captain Alex.
Bedeviled.
Is Captain Alex the Kurt Russell movie?
No.
What is that movie? That's Captain something, right?
Captain Phillips.
Which one didn't I do?
Bedeviled.
Suicide
Squad.
Oh, I'll put Suicide Squad right before Megan is missing, and then
Sully.
I feel like I'm
talking.
I'll put Bedeviled.
The plain guy.
Yeah, that's it.
I'll put Bedeviled at like 7th. So I don't know how you need to adjust that, but do that.
Okay.
That's where I'm at.
I feel like I might use my veto power and just say that Megan is missing is the lowest.
Yeah.
You need, and I don't know if you listened to our episode on that.
Yeah, I did. It sounded fucking terrible.
Yeah.
It sounded very scarring.
So that's my presidential veto because like I don't even feel comfortable like really rating that movie versus these other ones. So is everyone okay with that?
Yeah.
Are you good to go?
Brother
do you
Court
still need
agrees.
to think?
Yeah, probably.
You can go ahead.
Me?
Oh wait, I thought you said you were ready.
I'm not. No.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So Megan's missing is.
I'll go. I'll rank them.
Number 1, Captain Alex.
Yep.
Number 2.
Hell yeah.
Number 3. This is where it gets a little tricky here. God damn. My number 3, I think, is from Justin to Kelly.
That's a good one. Yep, that's a good choice.
Number 4 is Miami Connection.
Way too high.
5 is Fateful Findings.
Way too low.
Yeah. And now we're getting into the shitty gritty. I think 6 is Cats.
Perfect.
Because when you like, Cats is ugly, Cats is gross, but when you compare it to the rest of this dog
Don't they have
shit,
buttholes in that
it's
movie?
so much better.
Isn't that a thing?
Depends on the edit that you watch.
Yeah, depends on the edit.
Catwoman is next. Catwoman is 7 for me.
A lot of cats on this list.
8 is Son of the Mask, I guess. God, now I'm just getting like any of these numbers that isn't the bottom one. I'm like, ew, these don't deserve this. Squad.
It's not that one.
11 is Justice League. That thing is a pile of fucking shit.
Dog shit.
Yep.
Did they like cut Cyborg out because he asked to be cut out of that movie?
No, they
Maybe
cut him out because he's black.
Yeah.
Same thing.
All right, ready?
Yeah.
That's
Justice League. Take a fucking hike. You suck
You
shit.
going from bottom to top?
Yes.
Okay.
That fucking movie's 4 hours
Why
long.
am I only at 12? I didn't do a movie.
Why?
You
Wait,
didn't
is
do
that the
Bedeviled.
Zack Snyder cut?
I didn't
you
do
didn't
Bedeviled.
You didn't do Bedeviled. Yeah, it was the Snyder cut.
Okay, shit. Bedeviled is between Justice League and Justice League is 12, Bedeviled is 11, Suicide Squad is 10.
Justice
League.
Sorry.
Justice League is bottom.
Bottom dog shit.
You're not counting.
The only reason.
Oh yeah, you're just doing the ones that you've
I'm
seen.
just doing the ones that I've seen.
Right.
The only reason it's below Bedeviled, which is the next one, is because it's 4 hours long.
I mean, that partly factored into my thing versus that and Suicide Squad and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. No.
It's
Fuck that shit.
Yeah.
Suicide Squad. You're next.
Oh wait, after Bedeviled.
After Bedeviled.
Okay, so same as mine. Okay.
Cats
Okay.
is next.
You guys ever done TV shows on this thing?
We're doing The Boys right now.
I want to check that out. I've heard good things.
Shit. See,
I just
okay,
don't have
here's where
Prime.
it gets difficult for me. Is Catwoman? I don't think should even be on this list. I think it's just like a dog shit regular.
Do you
movie.
want to give that your number one then?
No,
or?
I don't think it should be on the list. So I don't even want to rank it really. But
Okay.
the weird thing is I want to give it the next number. So whatever the next number is, I'm giving that to Catwoman.
Okay.
Jack Frost.
Okay.
My Miami Connection.
Okay.
Who's in Miami
And that's it
Connection?
for you?
Is that Jay Leno?
No.
No, nobody popular.
That's why I thought it was so bad because Jay Leno was in it.
That would be fucking awesome.
I
if
swear
Jay Leno was in Miami
he's got
Connection.
some like buddy cop movie that he did, and maybe I'm thinking Miami Connection, Miami Vice, buddy cop, and I'm putting it together. But and for some reason Jay Leno.
Oh
popped in my
man,
head.
this is tough.
What do you have left?
Fateful Findings, Who Killed Captain Alex, and Ben and Arthur.
You were just saying Fateful Findings is bad.
So that should be
No.
next for you.
Yes, you were. You just said it was trash.
No, yeah, they're all bad.
Well,
That's
yeah,
the point of
but-
the show, TJ.
But okay. Okay.
Are you
I'll-
stupid?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, well that makes
Just for that,
Well, that settles that.
Findings gets number 1. No, I'm kidding.
Oh.
Fuck. Which
Hell yeah.
2 is Who Killed Captain Alex. 3 is Fateful
Okay.
Findings.
Nice.
Okay. Nice. Okay.
nice.
Nice.
Did it. I approve.
Thank you.
Okay.
That's the hardest part.
So.
Yep.
I feel
We
like
should
I
watch
need to
Ben and
hear
Arthur.
Fucking everybody's, well, your guys' numbers again, but let's. Huh?
Why would that matter?
You can just listen to
Because
the
I'm trying to
record-
rank it. Oh, that's true.
Listen to the recording.
Yeah,
later.
I wanted to do it for. Okay, yeah. So check out the Letterboxd list to see the final results.
There he
but
goes,
I
doing
think
an
I can
accent
probably
again.
say.
Was that?
Wow.
He's just
Unprecedented. Megan is Missing is the lowest ranked movie on the list. Okay, yeah, not having full stat. But I think it's pretty safe to say that Ben and Arthur is number 1.
It's definitely number 3.
Fateful Findings.
Yeah, it's probably between Miami Connection and Fateful Findings.
Yeah.
Is next.
I think it's good to have Ethan on the show because it's great to have like a heckler on the whole time.
I do enjoy heckling. Yeah,
Yeah,
I
it's
really
great.
do.
It's
good.
It's good. I'm a
So
fan
there you
of
go.
it.
There's a rough
It's
top
probably why
3
why
and bottom.
people try to
Fuck
fight
you,
me on it.
Michael Goy. Fuck you, you creepy. piece
He
of shit.
directed Megan is Missing.
And also Justice League. Fuck that. So Justice
Yeah.
I'm
League.
glad I didn't watch that. I'm glad that's the only episode I wasn't
It's
on.
fucking.
I
it
hate
sucked.
thinking
I played
about
Rocket
that
League
movie
the whole time
more and
with
more.
Stephen Hawking.
I hate thinking about that movie more and more because of just how like people who shit on the original Justice League, like even fucking like snooty, like I don't like superhero movies that much, like Red Letter Media were like, oh yeah, just the Zack Snyder one was like, it wasn't great, but it was a lot better. I'm like, how?
No.
Oh my god, it's terrible.
They
I'm looking
added
for the I'm looking
scenes
for the movie
that
list, by
didn't
the way.
need added scenes to it. Like they added all the like they were trying to build character more, but they just added more bullshit scenes. It was so fucking dumb.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
creepy
Also,
weird stuff too.
I love all the like reshoots they had to do, and where it's like Ben Affleck's like 20 pounds heavier and has like a beard. Like what the fuck? It's all the same scene. You're like,
Yeah.
holy shit, this is rough.
They might as well like Avengers. Justice League is missing. It's a combination of Megan is Missing and Justice League.
Yeah, and when they say Justice League is missing, they just mean the entire movie doesn't exist.
Also, the best. I mean, what's his name?
Megan is
Superman.
Justice League.
His
Henry
fucking
Cavill.
upper lip,
Cable.
the whole.
Oh
that
yeah,
is
because they had to
so-
CGI his mustache
Yeah,
out. I forgot
he
about that.
refused to shave it.
Yeah,
He's like, I'm in a better movie, so
I love him for that. He's my favorite for that.
It's just so ridiculous.
What you got? What'd you draw?
I haven't seen that
okay.
movie either, but I've watched.
Well, so the next movie that's going to be in the feed
yeah.
is Cats.
Yes. So as a little bonus anniversary thing,
Wow.
we dredged up the audio from our very first stream from before we were doing the podcast.
Oh shit!
And it's
Wow.
Cats.
Yeah.
So Nick's
we didn't
putting
even
that
know
together.
we were being recorded. It's so awkward, guys.
I didn't know you guys
Whoa.
fucking recovered that. That's awesome.
I saved the video. It's the only video that we have saved from like those early
Thankfully.
days.
That's fucking
Thankfully.
awesome.
It's a good
I'm
one.
excited to hear it. Yeah,
It
I
is
think
a
it is
good
a good
one.
one.
Hell
It's
yeah.
probably I was gonna say like, oh, it's probably really like disjointed. We're not as, but like I can't say anything after this episode.
How long do these podcasts usually go for? Can I ask?
Not
Ours?
this long.
No,
this
this
is
is constantly evolving, and by evolving I mean devolving. We're
Yeah.
under 60 minutes.
we started at like 8 for this.
Yeah.
I was
but
wondering
when
if
I
like
said
if
I'm gonna
like
have
all your
4 hours, you
podcasts
said
are like
8:30.
3 hours
I'm
long.
gonna
I was
have
like,
4
dude,
hours
nobody's
of
gonna
shit
listen to
sit
this.
through.
No,
yeah.
our
That's what we.
our early ones were like 2.5, like two minimum up to 3, and then we're like, okay, we got to pull it back. We got down to like 90 minutes, and now we're trying to go for under 60.
Yeah, that's a good length. You know,
Yeah.
you're not so short that it feels like you're trying to put everything into a neat box, but you're long enough that you
Right.
got what you say
Gotta
what you
say
need
what
to
we
say.
need.
Yeah.
Yeah, we think avoiding the above 60 minutes where it says like 1 hour 1 minute.
Yeah.
That's what we're
That's
trying
smart.
to, yeah.
It's like the $9.99.
Yep.
You know, you
Yeah.
trick people.
Oh, there you
exactly
go.
what
What we were talking
that is
about.
what we said.
Fine.
Um,
We're on it.
So, anyways,
After Cats.
Cats is next week, and after that, it's Dud Week again.
Oh,
so,
Jesus.
And
You get Macaulay Culkin on the show.
If it's pumpkin, I'm jumping in the pond.
we're not.
What's in your list
it's
of,
not, It's
duds?
not, but it's one of your movies.
Oh,
it's
really?
Close. It's
What's
pretty close to
What's in the
pumpkin.
list of duds?
Recite it to me now.
Tell me now.
You can. I'll list them off. in
Baby.
a second. Invaders from Mars.
Oh shit!
Is one of yours.
You mean
I don't
Mars Attack?
remember putting
That's
that
in the
in
Duds pot.
That's
Yeah.
rad.
Hell yeah!
That's rad. That
Um,
I don't remember that.
I'm
but
pretty sure I have this movie on DVD. I've never seen it.
this
but I
is
think
the
I have
first
it.
the first Travis movie.
That's
The
Uh,
1953 one?
I don't
gotta
think
be.
so.
Sounds like one of those bad 50s movies.
I don't.
I think it's 1986 one.
That sounds more right to me.
Might be.
It's on
interesting.
Tubi. Yes, it's
Yeah.
on Tubi. Oh,
Yeah, it's on Tubi.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay, so watch Invaders from Mars before next week's
If
episode.
you've
you
made
don't wanna
it
be
this
spoiled.
far.
Yeah.
I'm
no.
so hyped for this one.
What else is on the list?
Do you want me to hit it?
We're wrapping up the
Do you want me to do the promos?
Can we just pretend
Or
that
do you got
we're
it?
we're talking the
I
whole
got it.
time?
Okay.
Although now I lost my stream. If you don't want to be spoiled for Invaders from Mars, watch it before next week.
Who's gonna be like, look at my spoilers for
I'm-
Invaders to Mars from Mars?
It's just the bit
from
I don't know.
1986.
I've
been meaning to watch them.
Shows
It's
come
only
out
available
every
on Tubi,
Wednesday at
the
7
free
p.m.
movie
EST.
streaming.
On
good if
YouTube
it's
and
on
Twitch in
Tubi.
video form and in audio form on Spotify and Apple Podcasts and more.
You guys are on Apple?
Yeah.
Tim Apple. We also have socials on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok.
You guys are on
All the
Twitter?
regular socials. We got a link tree now in the
Oh,
our
legitimately though, what's
description,
Linktree? I've
baby.
never heard of that.
It's a tree that links you to all your things.
Yeah. With all that said, I am your flightless band.
Yeah, there you go.
TJ.
You
Else.
motherfuckers better not steal my shit.
TJ, KJ, Spot Jack cheesing with me as always.
As always, I am your eternally cucked Nottingham/Norringham/Norrington, your hunky bearded, swashbuckling royal piece of shit, Nick, aka Dr. Funk on Twitch, and with me as always.
As always, you will see how cruel I can be. Travis, aka the Super General.
As always, I am your.
Oh shit!
Deegs, aka Deegs, and with us specially tonight.
Yeah, for the last 30 minutes.
As always,
you're Kelly. She was with us at the beginning.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
As always, this is Travis's wife, Kelly. Now I must perform my obligation and suck his penis.
Oh my god.
So, let it be
yeah.
done.
Let it be done. Thank Christ.
That's a good ender. Yeah.